by the founding fathers then that would be an exercise in fueling conflict, and that if we were moving towards unity, then redrawing boundaries was unnecessary. The OAU was, of course, founded in 1963, a weak organization which, as it were, introduced the concept of inviolability of boundaries and placed emphasis on sovereignty. We have been told that could very well be the reason why Africa's growth has been stunted. There are those, and the SMO has told us so very effectively, that upon consultation with the gods, he has been told very useful things, and the gods are right in the revelation that they have made. The gods are right in saying that we have suffered in many ways and continue to do so, and that therefore the post-independence African country or countries are bedeviled by many things. That could be a reason. It has also been said that part of the reason why we have not realized our potential is because we make the wrong choices. And that could very well be true. And my brother, who spoke about choices so very well, told us that it all rests on the choices that you make. And you who are Christians will remember that at critical moments, even in the Christian tradition, it has always been a question of choices. If you read the book of 1 Kings at chapter 18, when there is conflict in that little place called Israel, Elijah summons them and says, choose you now. If Baal is God, bring the 450 disciples of Baal and the 400 of Asherah who dine with Jezebel. And if God is God, let him be worshipped. If Baal is Baal, let him be worshipped. Perhaps that is the reason why we are where we are. We never make the right choices. We choose Baal when we should be choosing God. There are those who have said possibly, and you see this choice if you read the book of Joshua chapter 24, when he calls the Israelites and tells them, choose you now. Do you want to worship the gods whom your ancestors worshipped before they crossed the river, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell? As for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. Perhaps we are not serving the gods, and that the gods are angry. And in the anger, they continue to visit pain upon us. So there is a sense in which all and many things have been talked about. But Africa sometimes judges ourselves very harshly and with a jaundiced sense of history. The post-colonial African state, the oldest post-colonial African state is Ghana, 66 years only. Nigeria, 63 years only. And we often forget these very important and immortal words of John Henry Clark when he said that all African countries, upon regaining independence, started to conduct their affairs on the basis of systems of governments that were borrowed from Europe, and that none of them will ever succeed on the basis of borrowed systems. And as if he were a Jewish prophet, he is being proven right on a daily basis. Because whenever we in the African countries think that we have identified the problem and that we have identified the antidote, when we apply the antidote, new wounds appear. That has been the state of Africa, and that continues to be our state. And therefore, when we judge Africa, we must ask ourselves, from whose lens are we?
When you be up a mobile phone, maybe for mobile phone prices, no taxes on mobile phone imports. We are bringing down the import duty. We are eliminating the import duty on mobile phones, so that mobile phones and also the cost of data. We are going to bring down the cost of data, for our youth. Make you calls.
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
That sometimes when a woman arrives at a certain position, we as a society don't exactly know how to handle her. Some people feel the need to announce our womanhood over other achievements, perhaps as a way of signaling that even though we might have broken some ceilings, we are not dangerous, and we are not going to cut anyone with the shards of the glass. But of course, womanhood is to be celebrated and is very important. Perhaps it is out of genuine pride of womanhood. We must remember, that sometimes when a woman arrives at a certain position, we as a society don't exactly know how to handle her. Some people feel the need to announce our womanhood over other achievements, perhaps as a way of signaling that even though we might have broken some ceilings, we are not dangerous, and we are not going to cut anyone with the shards of the glass. But of course, womanhood is to be celebrated and is very important. Perhaps it is out of genuine pride of womanhood. We must remember.
During the message on the state of the nation, faced with a similar problem about road projects, I came to the House armed with a fat book that had the details of the road projects around the country, and all honorable members were given copies to go through at their own leisure. I haven't had anybody point out one. This year, we're taking things to a higher level.
Papalo Radio.
This government, after all, is the digitalization government. And the man who has led the entire digitalization process these past 7 years my indefatigable Vice President.
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia. Dr. Digitalization. The MPP's excellent presidential candidate for the 2024 election.
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
Is coming out with what will allow everyone and everybody and anyone to check on every project being undertaken by the government without having to listen to the president's message on the state of the nation. We are calling it the performance tracker. You can check and satisfy yourself about the status of the projects and their location. And you could stop by and make a physical inspection if you were so minded. Mr. Speaker, if you want to check on roads, classroom blocks or chip compounds or Agenda 111 hospitals, or bridges, or science laboratories, or water projects or sanitation projects, or landing sites and harbors, and other infrastructural projects, or whatever this government use your tax money to execute, the key to your query is right there on your phone. Mr. Speaker, the performance tracker will be formally launched in March, and I'm offering it as a device which will help bring accountability into your hands. With the performance tracker, we can be sure that never again will pictures of an artist's impression be offered as projects that have been completed.
He's as
Zongo boy.
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
You are a Zongo boy or not. He's a Zongo boy. He's right up there with us. But even more importantly, if by the grace of God, Muhammadu Bawumia wins the presidency in 7th of December 2024, we will have a Zongo First Lady in Ghana. So there's a lot of opportunity for
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
Area. Tebu, Balagono, Ayim are living in fears. Because according to information that I gathered yesterday, that the Langas are coming for revenge. Serious one. So I don't know, yesterday night they also came, but seriously they ran through the community with the shoot of gunshot mercilessly in the air and they ran away. So we don't know when they are coming. So the community, the youth, the men and other women in the community have run away because they don't know when these people will come again and attack us. Appealing to IGP, Dr. Dampari, that any moment from now, you send in a reinforcement to beef up the security situation in Danchira police station. One, the police personnel at Danchira don't have logistics to deal with the people at this area. One, the police personnel, they don't have their vehicle. And the number of policemen at Danchira police station is few. So he needs to make sure that he increase the number of police personnel and give them the logistics that they will need to handle the situation of Langas in this electoral area. So I'm appealing to IGP that immediately, right now, we should beef up situation in the area. Because yesterday to this night, the level of gunshot that we are experiencing in our area here is beyond control. In fact, we are afraid. We are at risk. Even as I'm talking to you now, I don't know whether they will trace me to my house to attack me and kill me. And yesterday, I have to have vacated this house. I slept in a hotel that pays about 200 Ghana cedis a night. I have to come home this morning to see the welfare of my people. So I'm appealing to IGP that he should come on board immediately to address the situation in that electoral area. Precisely, Tebu, Balagono, Ayim, and each environs. Your name? I'm Honorable Awato Ebenezer, Assembly Member elect.
Me kase say about by one. You better minister for no so. If you say minister bia woman come you know sa Land Cruiser back home, no man saluka back home, no man dying, no man petrol, no an electricity bill, what you the water bill, what you the DSTV, one man allowance, BBR. Enti yetse sa minister for no so yebenya sika etua assembly members so enti maka to ho se me be yo mampani a me minister for omomro 60
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
Nana AKUFO-ADDO ba first na ministers here 127 100
It says that the allocation is just 1 million.
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
That is a typo error. I don't want to believe that. And we have an allocation of some amount in excess of 100 million to non-formal education. It used to be strong in the PNDC days. But respectfully, what do they do now? We need to spend more on the special schools, not the non-formal education. So I would want to plead that if we can do a reallocation from the non-formal education to the special schools, it should be good. At least maybe 20 million should be taken from it and given to the special schools. They can't live with this. There are so many of them dotted around the country. They can't live with the 1 million.
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
Your best say a fauso. Abana sad and non suspended on Sanshim Bill. Because Baba Casa home near Marcasiano. They were basic argument and Bayana and ordinary. Now, media cry and cry agreement and members of Bassan. But to talk us on the side. Agreement in Casa Lithium, Guania Doma Benfiedunu. Lithium and a good year be a Behunus area and a Sa nipa na yede o ma no otimi yede yo. Nti kase nya lithium kora. Broni no besa ne sa agreement na hu bibibi. Na bedru ba bi ne yalu sukon. Na yam den se na nanu so ba sori wo se benti ase. Yankase bentu ade no. Na mom anya hwe wu nipa no. Bra betu yamfa hu de tu maye. Wo ye ne wonche.
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
Ye wura no benhwe ne ye. Ma ben koye lithium agreement bia. Ebasa emfa asundwe ma.
The unemployment situation in our country is at a critical point. Mr. Speaker, the Hansard will record me today. Mr. Speaker, the unemployment situation in our country is at a critical point. Yet, we did not hear a word from our president on this matter. Mr. Speaker, out of 33 million population, only 11.3 million are employed. This number includes peasant farmers. Mr. Speaker, the difference between the 33 million and 11.3 million is what I call ninja. No income, no jobs, no assets.
Honorable members, whether you are a front bencher or a back bencher, I see you. Minority Leader, you may continue.
Mr. Speaker, this means that 2 out of every 3 Ghanaian is unemployed. Mr. Speaker, 30% of our youth are jobless. And about 4.5 million Ghanaians plus, employable Ghanaians plus, are outside the labor force. Mr. Speaker, this simply means that this number have simply given up on their search for jobs because of years of frustration and disappointment. Mr. Speaker, the state of our nation is hopeless. No wonder that an ordinary Ghanaian, including professionals, are leaving our shores in droves, in search for greener pastures. Mr. Speaker, finally, Mr. Speaker, I am scandalized. I am shocked to the marrow to have noticed that our president, following the recent ministerial reshuffle, has increased the size of his government. Mr. Speaker, today we have a Minister of Finance Domestic and a Minister of Finance International.
Honorable members.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members.
Mr. Speaker, $1 today is 13 cedis. During the time of President Mahama, $1, 3 cedis, 80 pesos. Mr. Speaker, a vote for Alhaji Bawumia is a vote for President AKUFO-ADDO's charter. Mr. Speaker, to conclude on this matter, Ghanaians voted for Vice President and are paying for the Vice President to support you to succeed. Mr. Speaker, you cannot fail, if the President cannot fail alone. The President will have to fail together with the Vice
Papalo
President.
Radio. Straight up.
Fail with your Vice President. Mr. Speaker, I conclude by saying that Ghanaians will not miss President AKUFO-ADDO and Alhaji Bawumia. We know you are going. We can only wish you bye-bye. But you will never be missed. Mr. Speaker, I I second the motion.
Honorable members.
The issue of the non-use of the indelible ink breaches
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
Let me refer the House to Article 51 of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, with your leave, let me read. The Electoral Commission shall, by constitutional instrument, make regulations for the effective performance.
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
The controlling phrase there is for the effective performance of its functions under the Constitution or any other law, and in particular for the registration of voters, the conduct of public elections and referenda, including provision for voting by proxy. So, Mr. Speaker, you cannot come to Parliament with an instrument where protocols have been clearly outlined in the instrument, and you, by an administrative fiat, decide that you will go according to the protocol. Mr. Speaker, the use of indelible ink is part of the regulations that we put in the instrument for the effective performance of the Electoral Commissioner. So you cannot decide that you will not apply it. Mr. Speaker, it is for good reasons that we use, for instance, transparent ballot boxes. So can she wake up tomorrow and say that by an administrative fiat, I will no longer apply transparent ballot boxes? So she must do things that will make her perform effectively, and not to come up with instruments that will rather detract from the effective performance of their functions.
We are here fighting Electoral Commission that why are you discontinuing the use of indelible ink? But you were here, you came to pass a law. The chairman of the committee, the majority leader himself, he laid it and passed it and said the Electoral Commission should use indelible ink. Meanwhile, you passed the law that you shouldn't use it. So, Mr. Speaker, you see where we found ourselves. So when you are coming to lay a regulation or a constitutional instrument and we are making a good case, listen to us. Listen to us. Mr. Speaker, even the constitutional instrument to make disenfranchise those who don't have the Ghana card. Mr. Speaker, that the Electoral Commission is independent. She looked into our face and said, I'm bringing it back. That in 2024, she's bringing it back. And that she knows that Ghanaians who do not have the Ghana card is by choice.
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
For to us, a child is born. To us,
Papalo Radio.
a son is
Straight
given,
up.
and the government will be on his shoulders. And he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the greatness of his government and peace, there will be no end. He will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom, establishing and upholding it with justice and righteousness from that time on and forever. For us as Christians, these words expressed by the prophet Isaiah bring glad tidings of great joy to our hearts. The celebration of Christmas provides us with an opportunity once again to reaffirm our faith, hope, and trust in Almighty God and his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ. and to imbibe in us a deeper appreciation of hope in times of adversity and triumph over uncertainty. Christ was born to reconcile man to God and demands of us as children to love the Lord our God with all our heart and with all our soul and with all our mind, and love our neighbors as ourselves. The cardinal principles of Christianity, charity, faith, humility, love and reconciliation should guide us in this festive season and beyond. Fellow Ghanaians, I am particularly glad that our nation has turned the corner. Following 3 difficult years we, and indeed the world, have faced. Inflation is being reined in, we're experiencing a relatively stable exchange rate, and growth in our economy is rebounding. We continue to attract investments, domestic and foreign, reinforcing our position as the gateway to Africa, and we remain a beacon of democracy, peace, and stability in Africa. The country is not yet completely out of the woods, but there is a growing sense of confidence that with hard work and determination, Ghana will make it, and collectively, we will secure our futures. In this period, as we open our country up to the thousands and thousands of visitors who are celebrating Christmas with us, December in GH now being a global event, I appeal to all of you to exhibit at all times the proverbial Ghanaian hospitality for which we are famed. Let us leave a positive, lasting impression on them, which will help ensure that our country's tourism potential is enhanced for the benefit of our nation's socioeconomic and cultural growth. Next year is an important year in our democratic journey. We will hold on 7th December 2024 the 9th general election in the history of the Fourth Republic, which has witnessed the longest period of stable constitutional governance in our entire history. We all have a duty to conduct ourselves in such a manner that we have a free, fair, and transparent election that will enable the Ghanaian people choose, in peace and serenity, the person and persons who will manage their affairs on their behalf for the next 4 years. I'm confident that yet again, Ghanaians will rise to the occasion and reinforce the status of Ghana as a bastion of democracy on the African continent. For my part, I will always be grateful to Almighty God and to you, the Ghanaian people, for allowing me to serve you. I remain committed to the mandate you freely gave me and will use the last year of my stay in office to do all in my power to continue to help create a free and prosperous nation of opportunities, where every Ghanaian child, no matter the circumstances of his or her birth, has a fair chance to strive for a happy and dignified life and realize his or her aspirations, and where we can unleash the sense of enterprise, creativity, and innovation of the Ghanaian people, so that together we can build a progressive, prosperous Ghana whose citizens live in harmony and security in fulfillment of the dreams of the founding fathers of our nation. Let us all celebrate the season safely and responsibly, and remember to help those who are less fortunate than ourselves. Let each one of us do our bit to help feed those who are hungry and offer comfort to those in need. Let us take the time to gather, love, listen, and learn from each other, and to remember that with the help of God, we can overcome any challenge and achieve any future of which we can dream. On behalf of the government, my wife Rebecca, the First Lady, my daughters, grandchildren, and family, I extend warmest of greetings of the seasons and best wishes to all Ghanaians.
Papalo Radio.
Happy,
Straight up.
prosperous New Year. May God bless us all in our homeland Ghana. Make them great.
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
Yo Kofi Omai ya memai omai su ya odia Ghana ya menodia nyobia dia nyeri paba kodia enye omampanyi AKUFO-ADDO na busuafo dia enye DC for dia enye MPP for dia enye CPP for dia omai ni ya Ghana fo nyina dia omai ni ye nyina dia na wo se ya bua ema Ghana efa ne tama pafra. What a beautiful evening. 30 minutes on top of the hour, 7 p.m. GMT. In the studios of Papalo Radio, we're streaming live and rocking wide on www.mountainghana.com, online radiobox.com. Don't forget that we're on the frequency 88.3. You can listen to us on 88.3. Ghanaians will say 88.3. And Fanko Chalo to what? Could you go chow beti? 20th of November 2024, the year of our Lord. I came, I saw, and I conquered. Vini Vidi Visi. On my baby, Femino Mianwara Nutin and Numre. Jina Menaso, Abatina Kunya Kessimu. Namide somewhere and Nam Ghana na chase na share so babia. Me de brewe nyumre. Ma bone se bede. Nam de brewe nyumre. Men na men ko babia. Follow us on all our social media handles. Papalo Radio /TV on Facebook, on YouTube, and all our social media handles. Just like the page, put your notification button on so that anytime you come online, you'll be first to be notified. What a gracious God we serve. God is good all the time, and all the time the Lord is good. What a mighty, mighty God we serve. Psalm 2 verse 4, he who sits in the heavens will laugh. All right, and your boyfriend who sits in the compound can't even laugh. My friend, leave that Satanist. He who sits in the heavens will laugh. Psalm 2 verse 4. And your boyfriend who sits in the compound can't even laugh. My friend, leave that Satanist. All right, good evening, good morning, good night, good afternoon to you, wherever, which part of the globe, wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching from. I welcome you on board. This is your favorite political current affairs show. Mpɔtam with Papalo Perfect, the navigator of the airwaves. Show produced, proudly produced, organized, wired, arranged by Derek Vandis. If you have, I always say, if you have your manager producing you, you're already blessed. All right, so 88.3 FM, Papalo Radio. Don't forget that we have to acknowledge our sponsors. But before that, I want you to know the nature of the program. It's all about current affairs and politics. So how the politicians doing their own thing on this exalted platform. So I'm hosting in the studio exclusive interview. I know a lot of Ghanaians want to listen to this interview. You can't miss it. I'm hosting Honorable Dela Edem. He is trending for a very good reason. Did you say a bad reason? Somebody said bad reason. Whatever. You'll be here to explain things better to us. Honorable Deledem, good evening wherever you find yourself. And then we'll have the educational segment. And they want to help us do justice to our upcoming elections, all the polls, all the predictions. Is going to do it for us. Dr. DeGraft Atta is a senior political science lecturer, KNUST in Kumasi, the Garden City. It will be live on your radio. So we're having the weather forecast for today or this evening. Then we'll have the editorials. They will do the news headlines, news that are making headlines in our various newspapers and news portals. Stick and stay right here. The best is yet to come. 17 minutes on top of the hour, 7 p.m. GMT. Those watching, those listening, I want you to call a friend that your favorite political current affairs show, hosted by your very own Papalo Perfect on Papalo Radio, is here. It's gonna be fireworks. Mpɔtam Show. Assembly, please. All right, so stick and stay right here. We're gonna have a good time today. Don't go anywhere. The best is yet to come here. We inform, we educate, and above all, we entertain. Stick and stay right here. Alright, I'm Fanya Misronya Juma Nanyami Bishai. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from every evil. For thine is thy kingdom, the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen and amen. Alright, so let me acknowledge our sponsors for this awesome program. Nana One Shoes. Nana One Shoes. Straight up. They are into sales of all kinds of shoes for kids and adults. If you want the best, just go best of shoes, quality shoes, not just the brand. It's quality. All right? I know what I'm talking about. I buy from Nana One Shoes. I can't talk about something I have no experience. Go there. They are into sales of all kinds of shoes for kids and adults. They are directly opposite Community Living School Complex. Contact Nana One Shoes on 0256 025683 6112 0256 83 6112. Nana One Shoes, quality is their hallmark. Shabak photography. Shabak photography. Shabak photography is into all kinds of photography, passport size photograph, photo shoot, and all events, weddings, engagements, birthday parties, naming ceremonies, and what have you. In fact, when Shabba photography, it used to be Shabba Rich photography, now Shabak photography. In fact, when they give you shots or when they take you and a short, you enjoy it. Because when you are even weird and ugly, they will make you look like an angel. Just contact them on 0244671593. 0244671593. They are located at Community 11, adjacent the Presbyterian University campus. Tema. All right, so Papa Law Farms. Xmas is right at the corner. Crane. Xmas is here. And one of the songs I love so much is Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell. Up to now, I don't know how to pronounce those words. Jingle bell, jingle on the trouble. So Papa Law Farms is into poultry, all kinds of chicken. Just come, we'll give you the best. I mean, healthy and strong animals. We also have pigs. Contact us on 0243446455. 0243446455. All right, so thank you, our sponsors. God bless you and keep you and protect you. We are so grateful. We thank you for making it possible to come online, to be on your radio, to be a blessing unto you. Now there's breaking news right now. Breaking news. Mama Sergeant Yemfa weather forecast and she says so now. If you weather forecast and near maybe a course of Ghana at time. Ghana and near maybe a course at time. Customs division. Omachi hey. And near May, the Namu, about 20 a month for so I share campaign, a month for so the cocaine, no more than Yama, and the drugs, no more than in Namu, no more than in Namu. Oh my goodness, what a God we serve. Things that were stuck in your life are loose in Jesus' name. You'll begin to see progress. I've prayed for you. This is the prayer I prayed for you today. Don't let anyone water you down, all because they can't handle you at 100 proof or 100%. Did you hear that? Don't let anyone water you down. This is the encouragement segment. Don't let anyone water you down, all because they can't handle you at 100%. Everybody I'm showing off. You are just viewing the accomplishment and happiness from a place of jealousy. And no show off dodo. And the brainty obi bie obi kotrani fie fufro mu a na ye wo ya no ani asoko se beifo a wa wi mojanam. God have mercy on you. There is one spirit in Ghana, and that is the spirit of PhD. And yet the normal PhD, you know, pull him down. Oh, Koswa no be chemo sign. Oh, Froni a chemo sign. Oh, ya de pani bu abam. Ukra dream punch se pama Ghana. Ye brewase. Anas sasa. Once the Ghana football Anas sasa. Mami bia sebi esinu nenu sasa Anas sasa one baby a Ghana football call or number 12 now on the aba. You were acting like an angel and you keep acting like an angel. Now one football a corruption in muda. Just like yamwana yenteso or mampenyu kufuo nebreso or the bibi by your friend is zero tolerance for corruption. Or no fighting a true baby no say no. Here, idea way. A endemic. Did you hear that? A idea a chassis of Adam and Eve. What are you talking about? Etidia Ghana football ye. Ayofe. Amen. Niger to me say. Angola to me say. Sudan. Near Petit Mamouase Ghana. Sudan. Niger. Angola. Angola crowd ebia kakra bia draw bi ene Ghana football atia pansam won dia mo makofa ba injejireje Hey, Stone Boy, you mean Yanka me bomber? What I said, no, one for by you. Eh, Madam Intidia, your canoman can ya. Eh, Moana Marco Faba, Monsua Munso, Moa Monfana Monsua. Guasifo. Ehu. Keto Kreku. Ehu. GFA Management Board, any management team said, dear, John Pace of Heno. Ready your chere. Now, Utimu Lusua, Washe AKUFO-ADDO, Meyaka Otofista, AKUFO-ADDO. AKUFO-ADDO. Now, AKUFO-ADDO is a Lusudan Corpe, you can say assistant coaches. I hear my no any encouragement. Obiti say, Fatao, Dauda. How about Dayemua? Why shall be collapsing? Not yes, Ghana. Bradinian couple. On my baby, Femino Nora Ghana, Yamenotia, 27 minutes on top of the hour, 7 p.m. GMT. It's your favorite political show in Mpɔtam with Papalo Perfect. You and your generations will pay dearly for it if you don't do the right thing. So be careful. GFA4. Man, we are money massive for. Said the mama Ghana for. Ebre etini suono ebe famo se rapture. All right, on my be if you know me and Roy, come on board. The best is yet to come. God is good all the time, and all the time the Lord is good. So let me break this news. Breaking news, and it's just too amazing. The Custom Division of Ghana Revenue Authority, that is GRA, has seized a 40-foot container at the Tema port. The container numbered MEDU 4496951. MDU 4496951 was shipped from the United States. Officials found 53 pistols, 74 magazines, and 65 live rounds of ammunition concealed in suitcases. The shipment, which had been falsely declared as containing vehicles and personal effects, was intercepted on November 4th, 2024, following thorough investigations by the GRA's Intelligence and Preventive Unit. Good stories are always repeated. Those watching on Facebook or on our social media handles, YouTube, come online, come right now, come right away. The video is being rolling, it's rolling on your screen. You can see the ammunition, the pistols, you can see the pistols, you can see the magazines, you can see the 65 live rounds of ammunition that were concealed in suitcases. Come on now. On Papalo Radio, we don't lie. We tell you the truth as it is. 88.3. All right, so my Ghana Yamenotia. Here we break the news first before the so-called other media houses will break it. Yet they will take their glory. We are breaking this news first. First on your radio, Papalo Radio. We are the navigators of the airwaves. Don't forget we're streaming live and rocking wide on www.modernghana.com, online radiobox.com. Jamila, you are listening. God bless you. Thank you for listening and watching. Now radio is audio visual. You are watching and you are listening at the same time. So I'm not wrong to say thank you for watching, even though I'm doing radio. All right, so let's go for the weather forecast. That's right. Once you hear this one, it means we are breaking the news. We are giving you accurate information with precision. All right, evening forecast. The dry and slightly hazy conditions will continue to affect the upper regions of the country throughout the forecast period. However, there is likelihood of localized thunderstorms or rain showers affecting a few areas within southwestern portions of the country tonight. Let me repeat again. Good stories are always repeated. Evening forecast. The dry and slightly hazy conditions will continue to affect the upper regions of the country throughout the forecast period. However, there is likelihood of localized thunderstorms or rain showers affecting few areas within the southwestern portions of the country tonight. The end of our weather forecast for today. Now, I still have some breaking news for you. The news keep breaking and we'll break them for you. And today we'll be asking a lot of questions when Honorable Deledem is here.
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
And today, don't forget that the Bank of Ghana, they call the place the Bank Square. New headquarters of Bank of Ghana has been launched. Sikatwitwiri die ene yedi si se dan no. O si dan ya edi hu sika bo ho ka chese enya de kitwa. No mapanyi AKUFO-ADDO so dwana no. O si wa chese dwapade a wa yama Ghana, niama wa yama Ghana obi anye bi da. This is not Dubai by Ghana. I build more roads, interchanges than any other government. AKUFO-ADDO William President AKUFO-ADDO has reiterated his administration's accomplishment in infrastructure development, claiming that his government has constructed more roads and interchanges than any other in Ghana's history. Delivering his remarks during the commissioning of the Flower Pot interchange in Accra on Tuesday, November 19th, 2024, the president underscored his government's dedication to enhancing the country's infrastructure. Let us remember that this project is one among many, from the northern savannah to the southern coastline, and from east to west. We are building a new Ghana, one where roads, bridges, schools, and hospitals rise as symbols of a nation that works for everyone. It is fitting then to acknowledge that this administration has constructed more roads and interchanges than any other in our nation's history. In the Greater Accra region alone, we have completed the Pokwase interchange, the Temamoto Way interchange phase 1, Obechebi Lamte interchange phase 1, the East Legon underpass, and today, this Flower Pot interchange, President AKUFO-ADDO stated. Beyond Accra, the president highlighted other major interchanges and roads currently ongoing in other regions. Beyond Accra, we have also delivered the first ever interchanges in the eastern region at Suhum and in the northern region at Tamale. Each of these projects tells a story of commitment to a Ghana that is continuously moving forward, he added. All right, so I'll go for a quick break. When I'm back, we do the editorials and the newspapers. Are you ready? Stick and stay right here. Mpɔtam Show with Papalo Perfect.
Papalo Radio. Straight up. Papalo Radio. Straight up. Papalo Radio. Straight up.
All right, welcome back from the quick break. We're still giving you, we are bombarding you with news across the globe, within the nation and outside the nation. Now let's go straight into the headlines. Newspaper headlines, news that are making Headlines in our various newspapers and news portals. On the front page of Daily Graphic, the authoritative Daily Graphic. WAEC appeals for release of funds to facilitate WASI results. Flower pot flyover opens. International tribunal dismisses GCNet. 1 billion Ghana cedis arbitration against Ghana. On the front page of Daily Guide, election 2024, police assures Ghanaians of robust security. Dampare, I trust you. 21 gun salute. Nana opens flower pot interchange. AG, that is Attorney General, saves Ghana 4 billion Ghana cedis in GC net case. Guel posts strong performance. Tipahine endorses Bawumia. And so now chiefs, according to the constitution, chiefs are not mandated or they are forbidden. They are barred from doing partisan politics. And the reason is simple. One reason is for the fact that you are overseeing or you are ruling over people who have different political powers or colors. Let's stop this, Tepahine. Please, let's stop this. It doesn't help. All right, also on the front page of the Informer, GCNet loses case against Ghana. Ordered to pay over 2 billion legal fee to Ghana. That's good news at least. We have billions in our coffers. Ghanaians can rest assured. IGP Dampare declares or views comprehensive security plan for elections 2024. Dampare oya obechiw. Oya MPP oya NDC obechiw. Chiwaya no akofre wo MP aba. Chiwa no akofre ODC aba. Hwehwe ni mufo.
Apollo Radio.
Alan weeps over Kufuor support for Bawumia. Nenyeya. Enye no. Ashanti Hills Bawumia believes his leadership will bring progress. On the front page of the Chronicle, NDC calls on GAF, that is Ghana Armed Forces, to probe Brigadier General Opoku. Your vote will protest free SHS Bawumia. Election security will be robust. IGP Dampare insists. 3 in court for allegedly defrauding Alpha Lotto. London court orders GCNet to pay over $2 million to Ghana.
Apollo Radio. Straight up.
On the front page of the National Voice, Mohammed's brother admits to receiving 2.75 million euros for facilitating Airbus deal. Louisa Atta Ajiman elected chairperson of the Democrat Union of Africa. That's good news for Ghana.
Apollo Radio.
Assemblies of God Young Singles donate items to State School of Deaf. Bawumia will scrap import duty on mobile phones, reduce data cost. NPA launches call center to enhance customer service. Environmental health officers charged to enforce air quality laws. 6 basic schools in Akosombo benefit from donation of educational materials by boat. EC fully ready for December 7th elections. Bossman Asare, Kufuor breaks silence, but where was he during Ghana's crisis?
Apollo Radio.
Debt exchange measures stalled Tema Aflao Road project. Road Minister. Asante Kingdom, our Tumfo Jiman Prempe the First and Nanaya Santua shaped the resistance. NDC government will fairly share the national cake. Professor Opoku Ajiman. 3 power plants to shut down if IPP CEO. Ghana will no longer be held back by energy shortages of the past, AKUFO-ADDO assures. We are aware of allegations surrounding operations of Development Bank of Ghana, World Bank. We are building a new Ghana that works for everyone, says AKUFO-ADDO as he commissions flower pot interchange. Ignore NDC and MPP propaganda. Vote for me to bring prosperity to Ghana. Alan Kojo Chemate, the leader of Movement for Change, the Butterfly. AKUFO-ADDO, my government has constructed more roads and interchanges than any other. Napo urges massive support for Bawumia at UPSA. Bawumia Napo take it best for Ghana. Vote for them. Stephen Atubiga to UPSA students. NDC calls for immediate removal of Brigadier General Opoku. A vote for Bawumia, an endorsement of hardship and corruption. Mahama assets. Election 2024 NCCE, National Civic Commission on Civic Education. National Commission on Civic Education urges political parties to foster peaceful campaigns. We have disappointed the country. Black Stars team manager Aminu Shadow. I never thought of playing for Germany, even thought I was born there, AKUFO-ADDO. I never thought of playing for Germany, even though I was born there. Samiria Bawumia launches second literature anthology. We move Ghana and Ghanaian dream emotion. We just want to sit and review our working conditions. Over 4,600 fire incidents recorded in Ghana in 9 months. Ghana National Fire Service warns of rising domestic fires. CD stages recovery against dollar. Others, $1 equals 16.79 Ghana cedis. The end of headlines. I'm going for a break. When I'm back, we'll do more. Stick and stay right here. Mpɔtam Show with Papa Law Perfect.
Trendybeats.com. It's still made it.
Me eating, I see me penny pa. Because that's why I see me eat it. Kwa Nancy, so Madame Pane.
Papa Law Radio. Straight up.
I can reach every moment, me my spirit day free. Life is a wild carnival. Mama many be why I can wash. And pim time, pim dummy. It up from to a mess, sorry. Nabusi Editi, I'm in water. And you may want Pabuano K and come. And pim time, pim dummy. It up from to a mess, sorry. Nabusi Editi, I'm in water. And you may want Pabuano K and come. Yeah. No be difficult to do myself. Open I'm a match no quarret. Where am I maintain I want to say? Made a form that I mean to
Papa Law Radio. Straight up.
If I fall.
Papa Law Radio. Straight up.
Make a chow. When him make I live my life how you know. It's always at last time though. Wait for no man, let's go. Come on, no, I shoot like Rambo. Say me, yeah, baby, I'm a dream, daddy. Swear, my dream, one in it, daddy. Swear, say, baby, I'm a dream, if I don't. And pim time, pim dummy. Get up from you, I'm not sorry. I will see a DP, I'm in what dummy. Many men won't pop one who care and coming. And pim time, pim dummy. Get up from you, I'm not sorry. I will see a DP, I'm in what dummy. Many men won't pop one who care and coming. Me friend, I'm in no deal. Me shabrani will be at the end. Me at the end, and I be been a hammy. Man, find a semi in penny. You see your time and I'm a yeah, bomb and I'm Yammy Kwame and come a dead, when I'm life is a lonely journey. You can't be an strike from a family. What you I'm a soldier, one man soldier. It's your soldier. What you I'm a soldier, one man soldier. It's your soldier.
Apollo Radio, straight up.
Get up from to a message. I was saying, did you have me want to? Any minute, won't pop one who can't come. Yeah, baby, I'm a dream, yeah. Swear, my dream, one in it, yeah. Swear, baby, I'm a dream,
It's so rated. More music on trendybeats.com.
Apollo Radio, straight up.
trendybeats.com.
Every day I be working, so every time I'm sweating. Dang, I'm a men from me chop money, mommy pasta. Nan say me to me don't pay me sister.
Apollo Radio, straight up.
So we dey get money or we dey find money. I just want to know. Why now I want it? You my DNT, mommy day. My what DNT, mommy don't. Only you. Why now I want it? You my DNT, mommy day. My what DNT, mommy don't. Only you. Me di me nia tu so, me fry out me so. Me di me nia tu so, me fry out me so. So for be a go for bad girl. I know I say, that's why man say, bien se cavansi in nasi. Then I'm from no true Bugatti. Last time in time for the pool party, and I jump by me by the side. Bless me like my pastor, even though I'm a gangster. Oh no. I quite a chance in the media. Oh yeah. With you, the miss me na me de. Na me no malumbo, na me sa to a bibiti. Na me no malumbo, na me sa to a bibiti. Bana we woman, you my DNT, mama day. My what DNT, mama don't. Only you. Bana we woman, you my DNT, mama day.
Apollo Radio, straight. Apollo Radio, straight up.
Me di me nia tu so, fry out me so. Me di me nia tu so, fry out me so.
Apollo Radio, straight up. Apollo Radio, straight up. Apollo Radio, straight up.
More music on trendybeats.com.
Fresh girls for sing my song well. Who me press say hi hello. Me na me V8 who say do mellow. Wanna be very popular and wealthy. Me buy when they say God up. Small time on my Chelsea. Me press me won't call back with that. Wanna be very popular and wealthy. Me buy when they say God up. Small time on my Chelsea. Me press me won't call back with that.
Apollo Radio, straight up.
They want to change my destiny, oh. They want to change my destiny, oh. They want to change my destiny, oh. They want to, see they want to change my destiny, oh. They don't have me for me, wanna be a billionaire. Baby, everywhere. Promise, I want to be there. They don't have me for me, wanna be a billionaire. Baby, everywhere. Promise, I want to be there. Wherever my destiny day, I dey bring them today. No be so in my life for the day. I dey live on the hands of the mighty day. Wherever my destiny.
All right.
I dey bring them today.
Welcome back from the break. Don't forget our sponsors are Nana One Shoes, Shabak Photography, Papalo Farms, and what have you.
Radio.
Papalo Radio. Doctors, you're listening all the way that someone can see. God bless you. Thank you for doing the listening. We are live on 88.3 FM. Just put your dial down. Don't shift the dial. All right, so it's getting hotter and hotter. Guess who is coming into the studio today? Honorable Della Edem of the NDC's National Communication. He's one of the communications members. Is coming here live in the studio. It's going to be fireworks. I know your guess is something else. Honorable Della Edem. Good evening, Honorable Daniel Shama, former MP for Buem constituency. You are doing the listening. God bless you and keep you and protect you. If you have Apostle Amwakwata listening to you, Charlie, I'm blessed. Apostle, he said 5 times up. Thank you so much. God bless you, man of God. Thank you for gracing the platform. What are you talking about? What are you saying? It's getting hotter and hotter. All right. Sweet Jamila. Sweet Jamila. You're also listening. God bless you. God keep you and protect you. You are doing the listening. Sweet Jamila. All right. God bless you. So once you come in, just hit the share button. Those watching on social media, don't be selfish. Just hit the share button, share the message, the broadcast on your page, on your timeline, send the link to your friends. Tell your friends it's time for your favorite political current affairs show. Mpɔtam with Papalo Perfect or Hiniba Kofi Praise. How are you doing? I believe you are bouncing well in the grace of God. What are you talking about? This song is dedicated to all singles. More singles, more worry and muntie nyumo.
Yes, I do track 3 no. Oh yeah, so too. One more disco, one fancy, I don't go na track 4 no. Diana gospel, when the reception was up on one chap on track 5. Adult music, jiggy story, different story, family story. I will leave another day, how what done. I'm a me Adam, I'm a son, and I'm also a son. I've been to the album. Shada ya yiva na da ya wada. Mame me Adam. Shada ya sende na moso me ya sende ya. Ya fombo me ya yamba. I can feel the love in the air. The flower jemo there. Back in the shaky heavy say me wini ni na bisawa na me pe. Mame me check with that. She odona mo wama why they joking the cocaine. E kuma mama simbi na profane. Why the demonstration that your way out.
All right, so let's go for the editorials. Now the editorial. 6 basic schools in Akosomo benefit from donation of educational materials by BOST as part of the bulk energy storage and transportation limiters. Nationwide educational support program targeting communities impacted by its operations. It has distributed over 11,000 exercise books and supplementary reading materials to 6 basic schools in Akosombo, in the Sujaman district of the Eastern region. The beneficiary schools include Atimpoku RC Basic School and Atimpoku Early Junior High School, among others. The initiative is targeting communities impacted by its operations with a total of 100,000 learning materials planned for distribution. Speaking about the initiative, the Corporate Social Responsibility CSR manager at Boston, Mr. Yawemchi Daxi, said, "We are ensuring that schools in communities surrounding our depots have the necessary learning materials to boost education." So for me, we have covered areas like Kumasi, Sablugu, Bupe, Debris, and Bolga, and distributed over 80,000 materials. This program aligns with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 4, which aims to promote equitable and quality education. Mr. Daxi noted that the needs-based assessment conducted 2 years ago informed the decision to support schools with learning materials. In addition to the educational initiative, he explained that BOST has offered a scholarship worth 1.5 million Ghana cedis to 50 students at the University of Mines and Technology, UMAT, covering tuition, laptops, stipends, and other support. The company, he observed, also emphasizes environmental sustainability through tree planting to reduce its carbon footprint. In a brief remark after the donation, head teachers of the beneficiaries observed that teaching and learning go with assessment, but said a key challenge among schools in the attachment and catchment area is that of the pupils lack exercise books. Given this, the educators hailed the exercise as a timely intervention addressing the significant challenge in classrooms where many learners lack basic learning materials. Speaking about the impact, they noted that the absence of exercise books often hampers effective assessment, making it difficult to track students' progress. You visit a classroom only to realize that a child has no exercise book, one of the teachers said. These exercise books have come at the right time, allowing us to better evaluate how learners are faring in teaching and learning. While expressing gratitude for the support, the teacher highlighted that the need remains substantial, appealing for further assistance. Each child needs about 15 exercise books to meet the academic requirements. We hope for more support to ensure sustained academic improvement, they added. EC fully ready for December 7th elections, Bossman Asare. The Electoral Commission is not just ready, but fully ready for the December elections. According to Dr. Bossman Asare, the Deputy Chairman in charge of Corporate Services, speaking on Joy News PM Express on November 19, Dr. Asare assured Ghanaians of the Commission's preparedness, revealing that several critical milestones have been achieved well ahead of the schedule. I wouldn't only say we are ready, we are fully ready with 18 days to go, Dr. Asare declared. Because as we speak now, there are a number of things that must be done, and we are pretty much ahead of schedule. So we are fully persuaded that come December 2nd for the special voting and December 7th for the main elections, in terms of presidential and parliamentary, we are fully ready. And I believe that good people of this country are also very, very much ready for the election. He outlined key indicators of readiness, particularly regarding the printing and distribution of ballot papers. As we speak now, a chunk of them, almost over 50%, have gotten to the regional capitals under regional police care, he said. Apart from that, the training of officials, which is very critical, has also started. We have done the national level. We are about to take off at the regional level, and after that, we'll move on to the constituency level. Dr. Asare stated that the Commission's detailed planning and swift execution had put them in a position where the election could be held even earlier if necessary. If the elections were to be held next week, we will still be able to do it, he stated confidently. The EC, however, faced minor challenges in two regions, Ahafo and Volta, due to issues with ballot serial numbers. Dr. Asari explained that these were being addressed. We announced last week that because of certain issues we identified with the serial numbers, we are going to have them printed again at another printing house. But we have strong evidence that this week they should be able to finish for us to transport them to the various regions, he said. On the distribution of ballots, Dr. Asari detailed the progress made, revealing that nearly 90% of the work is already done. Almost about 80% of both the parliamentary and presidential ballot papers are in the regions. Unfortunately, when the flag bearer of Ghana Freedom Party, Akufuo-Adddo, passed on to glory, we had printed over 90% of the presidential ballot. So as soon as that embargo was lifted, many of them were able to finish in that same week, he noted. Dr. Asari reiterated the Commission's commitment to ensuring a seamless election process. We have a clear-cut plan in place, and based on that, I can conveniently say that we are fully ready, he said. The good people of Ghana can be rest assured that the Electoral Commission is working around the clock to make December 7th election a reality. Debt exchange measure stalled. Tema Aflao Road Project, Road Minister. The Roads and Highways Minister Francis Asenso Boache has addressed the delays in some development partner-funded road project. Speaking during the commissioning of the Flower Pot interchange on Tuesday, November 19th, Mr. Boache attributed the stalled Tema Aflao project to measures taken under the government debt exchange program. The minister specifically highlighted the stalled Tema Aflao and Tema Kosombo road project, assuring commuters of interim interventions. As you may be aware, certain development partner-funded projects, including the Tema Aflao road, have unavoidably been delayed due to measures implemented under the debt exchange program, specifically for the Tema Aflao road, he said. The end of our editorials for today. The time is something. 4 minutes on top of the hour, 8 p.m. GMT in the studios of Papalo Radio. The show is Mpɔtam, your favorite political and current affairs show. Don't forget, show is proudly sponsored by Nana Wanshu, Shabak Photography, Papalo Farms. We thank you for making it possible to come online to be a blessing unto our followers. The show remains the best, the most authoritative evening show, political and current affairs show. All those who are watching, I want you to hit the share button, share the message on your page, on your timeline. Send the link to your friends. Tell your friends it's time for your favorite show, Mpɔtam with Papalo Perfect. Don't forget that today or tonight, I'm hosting in the studio Honorable Della Edem. Now, don't forget that Hawkers returns to Old Spot and the newly commissioned Flower Pot interchange. Hawkers returns to Old Spot and the newly commissioned Flower Pot interchange. Just a day after the commissioning of the Flower Pot interchange in Accra, a young lady, Sahadatu Seidu, has resumed selling under the structure. I'm guessing why her alone? Have you heard that song? Why me, you, why me? Why Seidu alone? Why? Why did you take a picture of this hawker alone? I passed there about 3 days ago and I saw a lot of hawkers, a lot of them. I don't know. Anyway, if you are not giving them a place to do their market, then they will make sure they find themselves a better place. Now, I want to talk about something very, very important. A lot of Ghanaians are complaining about these newly installed meters by ECG. These newly installed ECG meters. And a lot are complaining that it's reading faster than normal. I think something should be done about that. I don't think it's the best thing to ever happen to a nation like Ghana and its citizens. I want you to know that the show is proudly sponsored by Nana One Shoes, Shabak Photography, and Papa Law Farms. I want you to hit the share button. Those watching on social media, hit the share button, share the message on your page, on your timeline, send the link to your friends. Tell your friends it's time for your favorite political and current affairs show, Mpɔtam with Papa Law Perfect. I'm going for a break. When I'm back, we'll do more. Stick and stay right here. The best is yet to come.
Washa makumemu achal papa nende gina mama ko na montomba kala modawa na mambo lata obidowa aya dudoni yo kama ngasanchal samodawa omga dudoni yo achala na le along shawe yiba na de ya wada mame me adam bada ya sundu na moso me ya sundu da abenti na ya album shade yiba na de ya wada mame me adam Shada ya sundu na musume ya sunduda ya fumbo me ya baba katra kwanu no ba start the intro mama ya best na ba end the rap no track 2 no very romantic no propose the rain na me say yes I do pen track 3 no oya zonto one more disco one fancy I don't go na track 4 no ya no gospel when the reception was up for watch up on track 5 adult music jiggy story different story family story, I will leave all day. I wonder. Mama me Adam, Mama ya sundu na moso me ya sundu da. Abenti na ya album, shade ya leave all day. I wonder. Mama me Adam, shade ya sundu na moso me ya sundu da. Ya fumbo me ya album. I can feel the love in the air, the flower jemo there. Back in the shaky heavy, say me winning na be so I wanna me pay. Mama me check with that. I don't know why they joking the cocaine. The Kuma Mama Zimbi the profane. Why the demonstration that your boy I go in the day. West side taggy boy in the slow way. Kofukaka, what's our pedadaba? Shama Mohosepa, Nimo Wadawa, Hamasat on the Magaba, Ubisa Yamama Wata. None of me a papa water. I'll catch a grenade, can a grenade. I mean, I'll catch a bouquet for you. I'll take you on a date. 15 to be a cake, I will do anything for you. Mama ya sundu na moso me ya sundu da abenti na ya album shade ya iva na de ya wada mama me adam shade ya sundu
Papa Law Radio straight up Papa Law Radio straight up Papa Law Radio straight up
come on I'm a pain a kojo me di miti kwa kodo enimre me sikro me busi an yedam down all day for me to go kata so amenda All day man for just the pray, but me I shall not. He said, so guani or guani, so I know the wisdom. So guani or guani, me I know the give chance. So guani or guani, so I know the wisdom. So guani or guani, me I know the give chance. Hey, you might think me, but I'm too better. Dubai, now me go better. I told the girls I'm in a man, casa. I say my brother, I can't come with me, papa. Sometimes I feel, Bunya Kakra, make I go chill.
Bunya Kakra, go and chill. Xmas is just at the corner, right here. All right, so the show is in Mpɔtam with Papa Law Perfect. We're streaming live, rocking wide on www.mortingghana.com, online radiobox.com. I want you to hit the share button, share, comment, and like the post. Tell a friend to tell a friend that your favorite political show is streaming live. Don't forget the frequency is 88.3. 88.3. Show proudly sponsored by Nana One Shoes, Shabak Photography, Papa Law Farms. All right, so God bless you. God keep you and protect you. If it had not been the Lord on our side, where will you and I be? God is good all the time, and all the time the Lord is good. The atmosphere is about to be fired up. Straight up, don't crooked up. Don't crooked up. All right, so guess who I'm going to interview tonight? He's trending for good reasons. Did you say bad reasons? He's trending for good reasons. Honorable Dela Edem. Honorable Dela Edem. One of the finest communicators when it comes to politics. He's part of the NDC's. Guess who is in the studio? He's already here. Oh my God. So call a friend. Just send a link because today we have a lot to discuss. This man, oh my God. All right, so Honorable Deledem is already in the studio of Papalo Radio 88.3 FM. So on Facebook it's Papalo Radio /TV. Like the page, put your notification button on so that anytime you come online you'll be first to be notified. I came, I saw, and I conquered. Vini Vidi VC. Today, I came, I saw, and I conquered. And the man who had been a conqueror for the NDC for many years, many years, he's been speaking his mind. Very vociferous. I mean, he says it as it is. He doesn't mince words. The man... The man Dela Edem is in the studio. Honorable, 21 gun salute. I salute. I think I'm the way you are trending,
It's by grace.
But you're looking good. I like your outfit.
Thank you very much.
I like your outfit. You look too good. Can you position your microphone well so that, I mean, the moment I announce on radio that you are coming, we have a lot of people coming online and everybody wanting to hear from you on Papalo Radio.
Sure.
We are also on 88.3 now as we speak. So those who want to listen can listen. Those who are watching, they are commenting. Is that the man who said President Kufuor should keep quiet and sit in that wheelchair? Is that the man? I said, I don't know. But he's trending for good reasons. But they are like, no, that cannot be a good reason. But he's here to speak to the issue. All right, so the NDC and the MPP are locking horns. You know, elections are only won by one political party or presidential candidate. And then we have the MPs also doing their own thing. One interesting thing is everybody keep talking about NDC MPP. What about the Cheddar and Alan Kojoche Martins and all that? Anyway, to Alan, I remember when President Kufuor endorsed Bawumia and Alan spoke out of anger. He said, what has has Bawumia done? Even in Kufuor's government, what has he done? Kufuor should be careful. I mean, he should just maintain his integrity. He's too old to dabble into these issues. I saw him speaking out of pain.
Grind don't stop, we don't stop.
And then our very own sister. Hawa, is it Hawa Muktari or something? Yes, she said, Allah, don't cry. You just join the winning party. That is the NDC.
Blow all the fuse.
And will make you happy. Politics at its best.
I read Mole.
All right, so Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia for the MPP. His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, and the former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Always talking about the fact that Dr. Bawumia was always going about telling the whole world that they have the best economic team, not knowing, according to President Mahama, not me, he said, not knowing they were area boys. Did he say Goro boys or area boys? All right, so we have about 17 days, 17 days to go to polls or go for an election on the 7th of December. And we've been talking about election. Finally, it's finally here. And it looks like a dream. I'm going for a break. When I'm back, Honorable Dela Edem, the man who is trending on Twitter, he's trending on Facebook, he's trending on TikTok, everywhere. Wait, the best is yet to come. Stick and stay right here. Mpɔtam Show with Papa Law Perfect.
Go to the world. That's when the African is given a chance. They can go to the world. We are waiting. We shall no more go back to sleep anymore. Today, from now on, there is a new African in the world.
Many years I'm counting, still not in the right. No. Plenty pledges and promises. As to my hobby life. Tell me you go keep my picking good education. But tell me if the future is bright.
Papa Law Radio.
Straight up. Big English, big grammar, know they pay bills and see we get him off, but we can't talk. People are homeless, then they build church. Ghana down the disco. You go get the certificate, but no job. Big man hoes for the road top. Say then go fix them, then go patch some. I say plenty load with the sit up car. I can down cooler when the youth ball. Joe boy. My people they suffer, my people they cry, but you know they care. Get the time I look my sick about Otona. Joe boy. My people they suffer, people they cry, but you know they care. Joe boy. I'm a little baby, I'm a bike, I'm our money you dey chop am, chop am, wasa. Ule mi eji chaka. We bled to a kata hanya. Kama debe mi ajolo kaba. The price of fuel they go up higher. Liga money nu hiya manya. Why we gonna run? Go me boss and hang my maya. If we not go fix it, we not go run. So them they lie with confidence. They chop the money, so them printing more currency. Freedom of speech, but they want to come arrest me. Come back, she cap and you could die for images. We say I promise a man and to my country at the place. See, we know they understand, cause you think it just be poems. We they sell everything, tell me what he go left. I come the land of gold, now they beg bread. Joe boy. My people they suffer, my people they cry, but you know they care. Get the time I look my sick about Otona. Joe boy. My people they suffer, people they cry, but you know they care. Joe boy. My people they suffer, my people they cry, but you know they care. Straight up. Joe boy, my people they suffer, people they cry, but you know they care. They can ask them again and again, why in Krumade? Okay, when you want to now we feel that pain. General assassin so stop the call I'm say. I'm a naga, one for she, I'm a bow out to a jacket down, I'm a little pipi, on the bike, a true pipi, 18, pipi na dacha sentra. Yeah, I'm a pipi. You know I get you pipi. Susu pipi na dacha sentra. Ubaku so muli kura. Joboy. My people they suffer, my people they cry, but you know they care. Get the tamale kumasike patona.
Apollo Radio.
People they suffer, people they cry, but you know they care.
All right, so people, once you dead, but you are still alive. Welcome back from the break.
Wake up.
Mpɔtam Show.
What's up? We drop
7 to 10 p.m.
So,
beautiful piece by Wendy Shea.
Money now everyone they drop.
Everybody love money. That's why politicians, technocrats, everybody chopping money. Nyafu. Is this government really for Ghanaians? Have they done pretty good when it comes to the economy, in terms of governance, everything? We see the president doing philosophical braggadocio, talking about how much he had been good to Ghana. He said he's done a lot of interchanges. He's done, he's done a lot than any other government. Honorable Dela, I salute. Honorable,
yes.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing?
By grace, I'm fine.
You are fine. We thank God. And I hope the family is also fine.
By grace, we are all doing very fine.
We thank God. We thank God. I guess your microphone is on. Can you check for me? Because
the microphone?
Yes. Uh-huh.
It should be on. If it should be on, then you have to.
All right, so I want you to call a friend to call a friend. It's almost 23 minutes on top of the hour, 8 p.m. GMT in the studios of Papalo Radio. Don't forget we're streaming live and rock and white on www.modernghana.com online, box.com. The NDC is saying MPP is chopping money, nyafu.
Yeah.
Anyway, Honorable, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Honorable Dela Edem. He's one of the finest communicators of the NDC, National Communication Team.
Yes.
Honorable, you warmly welcome to Papalo. This is not the first time you've been here.
Yes.
You've been a blessing to us.
Time, yeah.
That's right. You are welcome. And you look good in your African wear or your political suit.
Yes.
You look good.
Thank you.
So what's happening? Why is it that you are trending everywhere? I mean, on Twitter, TikTok, all social media platforms and even the traditional media.
I think that, thank you very much. First, let me greet your listeners, your production team, and everybody who is listening. I think that the MPP sat down and strategically decided to bring President AKUFO in to come and hold the campaign of Baumia because they realized that he's sinking very fast. So they brought in, because you realize that AKUFO-ADDO himself, AKUFO-ADDO is going around campaigning for Baumia, yet it is not flying. And so I'm sure the campaign team sat down and said, President AKUFO should stay out of the campaign.
That's right.
And let's go and bring the old man.
That's right.
Thank you. So they decided to bring President AKUFO, an 85-year-old statesman. So we expected that he would stay aside.
Papalo Radio.
So the first
Straight up.
was the fact that Baumia is the best person to solve the problem of this country. Somebody who has been part of the problems for the past 8 years. I didn't understand. So we waited a while. Then President AKUFO went ahead and said,
in this current period, in this crisis, the person we need.
In this current dispensation.
That's right.
In the midst of poverty, in the midst of excruciating suffering, desperation, cluelessness, and all of a sudden we have a statesman like President AKUFO coming in and say,
we all have to be one and give
Baumia the nod to become the president.
Of
the Republic. First.
That's right.
Let me put that on the back.
That's right.
Then he went ahead and said, Bagbe must show leadership.
Mhm.
In the parliament.
But you guys think there should be more diplomacy than heading to court?
You wait, let me wait.
Mm.
When we go to parliament,
But let your mic be closer to you because
if
they were.
you go, there is a controversy now
Mm-hmm.
in parliament where the majority and minority are fighting over vacant seats.
Mm-hmm.
The minority leader has almost become a minority leader. A majority leader has become a minority leader, and the minority leader has become a majority because of the constitution, Article 97, 1G.
Mm-hmm.
So, some journalists went to President AKUFO, asked him about the brouhaha in parliament.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the behavior of the majority leader,
Mm-hmm.
you could imagine that actually because of the way Akpenyumakin is speaking, the way Akpenyumakin is speaking to Bagbe and behaving towards the man, anybody will say that you should calm down, and then the person could go ahead and ask the Speaker of Parliament to exert a bit of diplomacy and handle the issue. President AKUFO came out and said that Bagbe must show leadership. I frowned over that word because if you are talking about somebody who must express leadership, it should be President AKUFO. And in this case, there is a banter between MPP and NDC in Parliament.
So as a statement.
You're a statement. You show leadership by not supporting the other side.
So you miss how do you call it? Or say Mensa Bones. People feel he could have done better with this situation than Afenyomakin.
I wouldn't be able to. I can't say. But in any case, if it was a Mensa Bones, he would have done things differently. If you ask members of parliament or the majority side, now minority side, they will tell you that they are not pleased with the performance of Akpenyumakin. So the issue came up for discussion. And so we wanted to ask some few questions. So if you look at the full thing, I asked some few relevant questions to President AKUFO. That unfortunately for all of us, we've had an occasion where people died after election. 8 people died after election, and President AKUFO did not say anything.
The Techimani incident.
I'm telling you, no. And the president, he did not say anything, not even one word.
Galamsey
he has not said anything.
Emission tax.
People who went to demo, even the young ones who went and demonstrated against polluted water, were arrested and detained. And President AKUFO did not speak. AKUFO-ADDO went and borrowed 25 billion Ghana cedis and used the money to collapse people's businesses. The president did not speak.
58 million.
58 million billion cedis, $58 million to dig a hole, claiming to be built.
But I thought the cathedral has been commissioned.
Commissioned where?
The date given.
I don't know.
We've gone past the date.
The president himself cannot remember the date he fixed for himself. He doesn't know where he is.
I remember it was in 2023.
The president himself doesn't know. Listen, we have a president who does not even know where he is at the moment. We have a president who does not know where he is. Some wonderland. He doesn't know whether he's ruling or not ruling, whether he's in charge or not in charge. And the country itself is on autopilot and everything is messing up and everything is spoiling.
But the president claimed that he has done almost 80-something%. He's done very well. No other government come near his records.
When you were in the university or you were in the secondary school and you wrote your exams, you did not mark yourself and said you had 80.
It was my examiners, my professors.
When you write the exam, your teachers and your lecturers are the ones to mark, and they will award you the marks. So the moment
Papalo Radio, straight up.
The moment AKUFO-ADDO says, I have done better, and that I have done this, like Bawumia has been saying, going around making noise, dancing to Sisifia, at the time that Ghanaians are suffering, at the time that we are gnashing teeth, things are very bad. We have a flag bearer stand on the political platform, and all he does is to dance Sisifia to Ghanaians. He's not a serious candidate. He's not a serious candidate. So AKUFO-ADDO himself knows very well that he has not done well. Not him alone, Rebecca AKUFO-ADDO himself.
Herself,
Herself, sorry. Knows very well the husband has not delivered. The mess in which we are now, we can blame only two people. We can blame only two people. AKUFO-ADDO has messed up this country. And the man that he trusted so much to fix the economy, the reason why he picked him was because of his economic background, has failed him miserably.
So he's no more the economic wizard we know.
No, that was the impression they created, and people believed in him.
President Kufuor said after his speech in London, he called him and said, "Who is this young man?" And they called him back to him, and he said, "Listen, this is not prophecy at the time, but today he says it might be a prophecy." He said, "Continue with what you are doing because you will do well in the future." And here he is.
Papa Lord, you see, self-assess. You can assess yourself and get it wrong. You can assess people and get it wrong. As I'm sitting here now, people will be assessing me because of what I've said, right or wrong about President Kufuor.
That's right.
And they will assess and create an impression. And that could not be me.
That's right.
That could be me.
You are right.
So self-assessment is wrong unless you get closer to the person. That is why Alan Chiramante is asking President Kufuor, how well have you worked with the person? You met the person at a meeting, lectures and meetings. When you see, when you meet the president, read State of the Nation address and all the, it is written by the people to the president.
That's right.
Somebody writes it for the president to read. So when you meet somebody at a lecture or the fora and the person reads a statement and you use that to judge the person, you are wrong. Because the person could be right, could be reading a prepared speech written by somebody, not from himself.
Well, some of you or some of us, before AI came, were writers already. So I think so.
Politics has become something else. I think that if I were to be Pawumia, the first thing I should...
But Honorable, did you say that Kufuor should be quiet and sit in his wheelchair?
No, I didn't say that.
Did you ever said, some pastor said somewhere in the central
region? Yes, pastor said in the central region. And that was what I referred to. And that is what I have apologized for.
Okay.
I said, probably I shouldn't have even said it because I was referring to somebody.
You could have, okay.
I was referring to what somebody was said. That the person has prayed, and it is on YouTube.
Yeah.
When you say it is Reverend St. Luke or something,
that's right.
Or something.
That's right.
He preached about it. So probably per what I was even saying, there was no need bringing it in.
That's right.
I agree.
That's
so
right.
that is what I have apologized for.
That's right.
Not the fact that President Kufuor has been silent for the past 8 years, saying nothing, and the country has been messed up. Not that. I see. So I even decided not to talk about it because something that you have apologized for, and one of the distasteful remarks, you shouldn't discuss. Let me leave it. Also,
that's right.
To me, let me leave that one. Let's discuss other matters.
All right, no problem. I'm happy. The good news is that you've apologized to the old man. At the end of the day, you've shown honor to whom honor is due. So, Ghana's election 2024, the presidential, I want us to focus on the presidential. NDC MPP, who is winning? And why do you think you are going to win?
This election is an election that will declare the view of the NDC.
Why do you think so?
It's a down tier. All the NDC needs to do is to make sure.
Eagle eyes.
I'm telling you.
Honorable Abdul Razak, I spoke to him last night, and he says this time is the eagle eye that will make President Mahama return back to power.
This election, I think that by the 10th of December, John Mahama will declare the winner. But you see something, there people do so many bad things on the day of the election, after the days, and days after the election. The reason, they have decided to deploy some party activists they succeeded in roping in or recruiting to the police service and the military. They will use them.
Why are you after Brigadier General Opoku? Is that one of the reasons?
He is the master brain behind what will happen.
The Ashanti region.
He is the master brain behind what will happen in Ashanti region. And we are prepared for whatever will happen. Now you see.
How well are you prepared?
We are very prepared. Very prepared that we will not sit down to be swallowed by any river. We will not sit down for events. We will not cause any mayhem. The NDC will not cause any problem because an election that you are winning or election you are winning, there is no need creating any mayhem. Are you okay?
That's
no,
right.
we will police the ballot boxes. We will not create any mayhem. We will not create any confusion. We will not create any tension because an election that you are winning, there is no need for you to go and create problem for people to come and disrupt. No, we will not do that. But you see, we will also not allow anybody to create pandemonium, confusion in town, fear, intimidate people. We will not allow that to happen.
You stand against it.
We will stand against it solidly.
Amazing. So, what are some of the key factors that give your party confidence in winning the upcoming elections?
Is that what?
Some of the factors that gives your party that confidence that you're going to win this election.
Ghanaians are tired of the 8 years of the NPP. We used to buy one cake, one CD, and 70 pesos.
They are of the view that things will not be static. When we were born, we started growing and.
So let me answer the first question. The NPP has been in power for 8 years. When they were coming to power, cake was selling at 50 pesos. They said the man who was managing the economy was incompetent. How about this?
That tag I'm not hearing again.
Unfortunately, today, if you want an incompetent person in this country, it is no other person than President AKUFO-ADDO and his vice president Bawumia. One is clueless, one is just incompetent, super incompetent. These are two men who created the impression they were gentlemen, the men they were coming to solve these problems of this country. Unfortunately, they have messed up in solving the problems of this country. 8 years of the NPP, people are suffocating. People are tired. The economy is nerve-wracking. We are choking. Boss, today, if you take 20 cities and you are not careful where you are standing, you will not be able to eat kenke and fish. Because kenke, spintex is 17, 2 is 14 cities. And that 2 will not be enough. Now, if you decide to buy fish, you will get fish 10 cities upwards. So 14 cities can be plus 10 cities fish can be 4 cities. So if you are good. But if you are in some places like Ashama, you will buy the cake at 5 and you get the fish at 10 cities. Things are bad. So one, the 8 years of the NPP is enough. 2, the economic conditions in the system is an indication that the NPP has failed and they must go. The depreciation of the city is another reason why the NPP must exit power.
They are of the view that they've done a lot. That's why Ghana owns a lot. They've borrowed more than you when you were in power, but they've done better than you guys. They have more interchanges than you. They have more overpasses than you. They've brought SHS, free SHS. They've done a lot. So they are touting themselves as the best managers of the economy.
Political party or a government now that uses free SHS as a solution to every problem. You go to hospital and you complain that there are no drugs. They tell you we have brought free SHS. You tell them you are suffering. The economy is hard. They tell you we have brought free SHS. You tell them your roads are bad. They tell you we are giving you free SHS. You tell them the economic, you say the economic situation, the economic conditions of the country is not favorable. They tell you we have brought you free SHS. So everything you talk about the prices of food, eggs.
They are the view that whoever votes against MPP has attacked the future of a lot of students. That is SHS.
I'm education myself. And if I want to talk about free SHS, I think that tomorrow morning education minister will call me. because I am in the sector. So normally I don't talk about it. I do a lot. Because the same way some headmasters have been prevented from speaking up. This today, there was one headmaster in Ashanti region who was speaking on TV express. And he brought facts. Because this is the headmaster who retired as early as March.
So now he can speak up.
And now he can speak up. And he talks about the deplorable conditions. And it's terrible.
Is it connected to the how do you call it, the decayed rice or whatever rice? There's
the source of the food becomes a major problem. So many problems coming up.
Or recently it was in the news that some of our SHS boys and girls are having food poisoning.
I'm holding this. And this is from Wesley.
You can capture it.
This is from the Wesley. Is it Wesley? Wesley Girls High School. And this is a school that is demanding the following items on this list. You write that down when you're going to school. You go with writing paper. You know writing paper? What you call exam.
Yeah.
You go to the school with exams, is it exam sheet or something you call it? There is an answer sheet.
Yeah.
Today, when you are going to school, you go with answer sheet. The one you write your questions on. You send it to the school. You send envelopes to school and send stamps to school.
Wow.
So when you write the exams and you want to send your report to your mother or your parents at home, the envelope you brought and the stamp and the whatever it is, so you bring answer sheet to the school, or you send writing paper to the school, envelope to school, and stamp to the school. When you are going to the school, you send brooms, sealing brush, mop buckets, detergent, acacia. All these things you send to the school because the school cannot buy. If a school cannot buy sealing brush and brooms, and it is the children who are supposed to send the broom to the school, what is free about these free SHS? We go to school now, these are the people that complain about chalk. Now we go to school with duster. You know duster? The one they use in cleaning the blackboard.
That's right.
The children are supposed to send their
They still use it.
They send it to the school.
I see. I thought it's a thing of the past.
They send it because even if you now that they are using some of the secondary
The
school
whiteboard.
use the marker board. Yes, they go with wooden
Dusters.
Yes, wooden dusters to school. So, Robert, it's amazing when you look at this thing and the kind of things they are sending. Children are sending to school. You ask yourself whether free SHS itself is free or not. I just don't want to talk much about this sector because of some reasons.
That's right. That's right. So how do you plan to, tackle pressing issues like this economic stuff you are talking about? Growth, you.
Myself.
When you are coming into power.
Oh, you mean the NDC?
That's
How
right.
The NDC solve it?
How do you tackle those pressing issues?
First and foremost, one of the cardinal principles the NDC must adopt will be fighting corruption.
Okay.
If you are able to restrict ministers of state and appointees from corrupt acts, you save a lot of money to develop this country. How would a government like the NPP, headed by President Buford, spend $58 million? That means 160
President AKUFO-ADDO.
President AKUFO-ADDO, sorry. 160 billion all Ghana cedis multiplied by 58. $1 million now is even 170 billion today.
Wow.
$1 million is 170 billion all Ghana cedis.
And the cathedral is not completed.
Multiplied by 58.
And it's not completed.
Used in digging a hole. So if you're a president and you prioritize the needs of the nation, You wouldn't take $58 million to go and build a cathedral. And I think that there must be prudent spending of government. There must be pragmatic economic policies in place.
Mm-hmm.
If we are able to do this, I think that, and then, Masa, when we look at the economic conditions in the country now, the way we are suffering in terms of food, whatever it is, I think that what we need to do as a country will be to ensure that agric does not become a symbol of rhetoric, but rather we must practicalize agriculture and make sure that we make it attractive for people to go into the agric sector. That is why John Mama is talking about agric mechanization, where he creates a center in farming communities, and then he provides the tractors to help people till their lands and providing the seedlings and so many things. And when you do those things and you plant and you harvest, if there is a token, you are supposed to pay for the tilling of the land.
That's right.
To do that. So there is the need to take agric seriously.
So that's part of the economic, growth.
The economic theories or economic measures you must put in place to solve the problem. Because if you see the rising cost of food, if you do not do anything about it quickly, 6 months or 1 year in power, people will still complain because the prices of food will still rise. And so we need to quickly address the escalating prices of food by making sure that we pay much attention to agriculture and then make sure that the prices of food is stabilized or is reduced. There are so many things to do.
So, Honorable, what about healthcare? The MPPs campaigning against you or pushing the comeback of former President John Dramani Mahama based on your one-time premium healthcare promise under Mills Mahama administration, and you were not able to fulfill that promise. I'm sure you've been listening to radio and watching TV and you see those adverts. Do you remember NDC promise as one-time premium? They want us to believe that when you go to the hospital, you won't pay anything, just come and all is done. You guys, when you brought the NHIS, you were always of the view that you can only access one particular hospital, not every hospital in your vicinity or your area. But today,
NDC is not in power, first of all. So you cannot blame the NDC for anything.
what about the one-time premium?
The one-time premium was a campaign
message
of the NDC. And I think that
and Ghanaians bought into it.
It was not even under Dr. Mahama. It was under Professor Bob.
That's right. And Ghanaians bought into it and voted.
It doesn't matter. It's just like one district, one factory. That is a promise that was made just 8 years ago. We are not talking about 60 years ago promise.
That's right.
We are talking about the 8 years administration of the NDP. They talked about one district, one factory, one village put down, $1 million, one constituency. That means that they promised to give each constituency 170 billion a year times 8. They have not been able to do that. Now, when you talk about one-time premium, that was a promise NDC made, and then realized that it could not be feasible.
That is when you came into power.
I'm telling you, and President Obama did the same thing. President Obama came to power and realized that he had criticized the size of government. Yet
I remember he has to apologize.
He appointed more ministers and then came out and said, apologized to Ghanaians for that criticism of the previous government, and then went ahead and appointed more ministers than the Rawlings administration. So yes, the fact that you admit I have made a mistake and pull down whatever you said in terms of the promise you made, that itself shows that you are an honest political party or an honest individual. So the NDC promised that one-time premium.
So what is it all about, the one-time premium? How was it going to be operated? At least for the benefit of those who don't understand.
Papalo Radio.
The idea was that once you pay once, you are not going to pay again because we are paying. We are all paying.
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
Tax. Where I think 2.5% from each workers and whatever you buy from provisions, all you are paying for it. So we thought that money could sustain the national health insurance, and that was the reason why that one-time premium was made.
Okay.
But to me, and I think that I realized that it was not feasible then. But now there is a tax that goes into it. All of us workers, we all contribute to national health insurance. So now, if you want to do it, fine, it can be done, and we can look at it. But that is not the main thing. It is not in the NDC manifesto going forward into 2024. It is not part of the NDC manifesto. It is something we cannot talk about. Another we cannot be talking about. What we need to talk about is our things that we have in the NDC manifesto now. That we can say, yes, they are part of the NDC manifesto now. And that if God grants John Mahama the win,
so what are the plans or the set of things you guys want to do when you are in power? Your manifesto.
One of them is
your party's manifesto.
One of the things will be first removing the e-levy. It thinks that it is unproductive tax. There is no. It doesn't bring any relief to.
But a lot of people are now using Momo.
Yes, yet it has not solved the problem. You remember when the NPP wanted to introduce e-levy? They went around everywhere in this country, organizing town hall meetings, and promised that it was going to solve the unemployment rates in this country. It has failed. They said it was going to do what it was is the money. They will get a lot of money to fix our roads. Today, when you demonstrate against roads, they arrest you and detain you. That is actually failed. All the things the NPP said the e-levy will address, they have not been able to address a single one. If you know one, tell me. They have not been able to address a single one. They are owing national health insurance. They are owing teacher training college allowances. They are owing nursing training allowances. They are owing this.
John Mahama said he will cancel it at the time. At the time.
What is that?
The nursing training allowance, and rather grant them loan.
Yes, and grant them loan. So there were so many things that the MPP has said and done wrong. The MPP has said and done wrong that Ghanaians will measure them with. But I'm thinking that let's talk about the NDC manifesto now.
That's right. That's right.
First, the NDC is promising to remove the e-levy and the betting tax.
Okay.
I don't understand why young men and women who are not working, who take short money from their parents, decide to use the money
to do betting.
Or after buying watching for 7 cedi or 8 cedi, they are left with two cedi, and they use their 2 cedis to do betting, and they win a match, Manchester United, Chelsea, and they bet on that and they win, and the government says, give me 10% of that bet winnings to fix this country, a country where we have gold, diamond,
bauxite,
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
Every mineral resource, we have it in this country. We are unable to use that thing to develop the country. We only need to tax a young man who is unemployed, who is having comfort in betting, because that is the only solace. He's not working. A young man who is not working has become a burden unto himself and his parents. He has become frustrated. If he has some 2 cedis or 5 cedis or 10 cedis and decide to bet rather than going to steal, and government says give me 10% of the bet winnings, it is shameful, and that thing must be removed. The NDC talks about national apprenticeship program. What does that mean? What it means is that the NDC will look for master craftsmen, welding, fitters, TV repairers, fridge repairers, mechanics, hairdressers, seamstresses, all these people, and they will register. Government will sign a contract with them. And so, if you are a young man who has completed school and you are in the house, you are doing nothing, all you need to do is you look for any of the craft masters, you go to the place and register. When you register, you are trained for free.
Because way back in, sorry to cut in, way back in school, we used to have what a craft teacher, craft exams and all that, where we bring brooms, we bring some of our sewing materials and all that. We used to have a craft master who was...
The one you're talking about is school where we are asked to use our hands to do something and bring it to students to come and take
Okay, mask, yeah.
But this craft master is like, o fit any bi anase
okay.
Fit any bi or what the otini baby or here the juma. Anase hairdresser bi. Anase obi or pamadie. Ana obi or ye fit any. Obi or ye fridge repairer. Ana obi or ye TV repairer. Or no what they say akwala no konko su ejuma.
Okay.
And ti akwala no kwasa fit any no. Abaya fa no say ebi ashama na tema east na tema west na tema central. Wo eni afa wo say akwala bi opeso su fit ejuma no. Omra wo nchen.
Okay.
No mo su ejuma. Iti akwala ne ba wo nchen ya. Wa tro ni dini e wa assembly ho. No abaye se ko papa law ne shop. E ho na opeso su fita for ye de e wo.
Okay.
Iti akwala ne su ejuma ho. Aban no ni trinsa no e se aban tuma no. Ni trinsa no. Wo se utu trinsa to su ejuma. That is what government will take.
Okay.
So that you go to learn the job.
Okay.
What it means is that we want to equip our youth with more skills. See, if somebody learns fitting job or to become electrician, at least you will be able to fix your electrical problems in the house for you, and you will get some 50 Ghana cedis or 20 Ghana cedis or 10 Ghana cedis. So it takes the burden off the young guys end of period. And so we have a lot of people who are in the house who want to learn job. They don't have 2,000, they don't have 1,500, they don't have 1,000 to go and pay to the master to learn. And that is what the NDC says. We will bring you national apprentice program and allow so many people to go and learn the job for free.
Wow.
That is one. We are talking about Women Development Bank. We want to set up a bank, and this is spearheaded by Professor Jena Nopokwajena. A woman.
Is it not racist? Is it not racist?
The bank. Oh, no. Bank. Yeah.
For women.
For women.
So the men, we can't go there.
But Papa Law, so if you need a loan from the bank, you can use your wife. You let your wife go and take the loan and bring.
That's
we are
right.
saying that we want to cater for the women. When a woman has a job and the woman is helping the house, there is peace.
That's right.
If your wife is helping you and takes some of the burden off you, because we are giving her a little money.
No more housewife thing.
And so that is what you are planning. So that bank will cater for the needs of women. And so if you are a man and you need a loan from that bank,
well, if you have a Greek bank and the National Investment Bank and all that, that's
and
right.
so this one to cater for women because it is going to give them small loan for the women to be able to take care of the homes and support the men.
I hope it will not be partisan. I mean,
the
party
NDC doesn't
people.
do that. If you have a tell you something, NDC doesn't do that. When your mama was president,
well, I think one MPP, former, I don't know who, he was a former secretary or deputy secretary in the Ashanti region. He is of the view that you can say anything about NDC, but they are not greedy. He's an MPP person who said it.
Said what?
You can say anything about NDC, but they are not greedy, as compared to MPP.
I think that is Obri Boy.
Obri Boy.
Obri Boy recently said that.
I don't know the Jana.
And we applaud him for what he said.
Ebi omo didi Jana.
Honest truth.
Baby omo didi Jana.
The former general secretary of the party. What did Jana? NDC, if you are in NDC, if you do the same thing to you, NDC will also complain. But someone who has been a general secretary has been a deputy minister under President before to come out and come and say that in the NPP, in the NDC,
when we talk about greediness, MPP is ahead.
One person gets the money, want to chop. Let me give you we have a minister who was a lady or a female minister who got a lot of money and decided to keep the money under her bed. I'm talking about Sisi Nadaba.
Is she in Ghana?
She's around to the extent that her mates stole about $1.6 million.
Consistently.
That is consistently for 1 year, and the woman
didn't know. It means the money was huge.
Huge. That is about 220 billion. That is about 1.6. Oh, almost about 220 billion. Because $1 million is 17 billion. 170 billion, sorry.
That's right.
170 billion Ghana cedis. That's 70 million Ghana cedis currently. And that money is stolen from them under the bed of the minister, and the minister was not aware consistently for a year. Now listen, if you steal that money, or if you stole that money, and you had used that money to open a factory, at least people would have benefited from that thing. But you to steal the money and keep it under your bed is the most wicked thing any politician could do. And these are the things that the NPP will do. So to me, it's one of those things. So let's come back to the NDC manifesto. Let me say one or two things and then we move on. Yes, so I've talked about the Women Development Bank.
That's right.
The Women Development Bank is a policy that we think that we want to help women develop small businesses to help their homes. And so it is a bank you can walk to and go and get some of your 5,000, some 10,000, some 20,000 to do your business. The interest is very small, 2% or 3% to do what you want to do. And it's one of the things we want to do.
Wow.
Aside that, I think that we have also said governance. Nobody will come to government and come and take ex gratia and go away. That thing where a minister after serving and taking 20,000 as salary for consistently for 4 years, for 8 years, and when we are going home,
Papalo Radio, straight up.
I think there's so many. So when you take a look at the NDC manifesto and content and some of the things in the content.
So you are going to reduce the government? No fuel, no allowance.
The allowance of the minister and those things will still remain.
Okay.
But when you have finished serving your job, what we call the ex gratia is what we are going to cancel.
And I remember President Mahama saying nobody in his government will engage in mining, small scale mining, something like that.
First and foremost, one of the things we've said is that we will not allow anybody to mine in a forest reserve.
Okay.
Papa Lord, this is very important. We will not allow anybody to mine in a forest reserve. You don't come and do that. Don't do that. You will not do that under John Mahama.
Okay.
His Excellency John Mahama. You will not do that. He will not allow you. Because you'll be fired and prosecuted if you attempt to do it.
Honorable, I'm recording this for the future.
Yes, record it. Under John Mahama, if you're a minister of state and you risk, maybe you don't know, if you risk yourself going into Galamsey or sponsoring people to go into Galamsey or getting concession for people to go into Galamsey, you are in trouble.
Remember, even Kakum, they nearly went to mine the place.
When you go there and you are caught, you will not only be sacked, you will be prosecuted. Because it has become a campaign message of the president. Then we are not saying people will not mine. And we are not saying people will not do mining. No, we are not saying that. Small scale mining, we are not saying that. We are saying we will not allow you to go into a forest reserve.
Okay.
We will not allow you to go into a forest reserve. The forest reserve has its ecological benefit to the state, and nobody should go into it. So these are the things we are talking about. We will not allow you to go into the forest reserve to do anything untoward there. Are you okay?
That's right.
We will also not allow you to go and do your mining in rivers. These are the things we are talking about. But you see, we will sit with the miners to design a plan to save the environment.
Okay.
Strategic. You will need to plant trees. And whilst you are mining and making your money, there is a percentage of the money you must keep. And it is only when you have finished mining and you have reclaimed the land and you have planted trees and reclaimed the land that you can come back for that percentage of the money.
Okay.
If you don't come, that money will be used by government. You will pay people, companies and young men and men to go to the land and fix the land.
So the reclamation will work.
So there are so many good things in the NDC manifesto. So in mining, I think that yes, we will not allow people to do anything and destroy the water bodies and do no. We will speak to the miners. There will be education. We will meet miners. We will let them know what they are supposed to do and what they are not supposed to do, basically. And then I think that when they do what we want them to do, we will have a peaceful environment, and then the mining can go on, but then they will be restricted in not doing what things will happen, will destroy river bodies.
That's right. So you were one of those people who were pushing the agenda that the president should declare state of emergency so that nobody goes into mining, especially the small-scale mining.
I am one of the advocates because I said that I supported the idea. I am not one of the proponents.
Okay.
But I supported the idea and said all those doing that were harming the country.
Why do you think the president was adamant from taking that decision? Honorable.
It is difficult to read the mind of AKUFO-ADDO. AKUFO-ADDO in opposition was an angel. He spoke in a passionate manner. People said, hey, AKUFO-ADDO will do this. You can steal with the Etisikaso and the Cordian. And the Ebre. He said it all these things from P7. Said, a Yamabo Boni, 18 a Ebre. And you'll be an
Obetiti utility bills.
Or Kania Bosso, or your campaign said in Kania War, didn't see your rent. Said in Kania War.
Now the meters are running too fast. Everybody's complaining. Especially the new ones. The cloud.
You own a company or you own a radio station and you pay light bill.
It's crazy.
You know the light bill you were paying in 2016, 2017, 2018. And you know the light bill you are paying today.
Everybody's complaining. It's going fast.
And you know something? You go to ECG and they will tell you we have increased. You will not know silently.
Who is controlling ECG?
You don't know. It is a government that is controlling ECG. Because the ECG hasn't even got money today to buy meters and sell.
We own companies, we own countries, and I think they have taken over.
I'm saying that it is sad that in this country today, the electricity company of Ghana is unable to raise enough resources to even buy meters. So those of us who have applied for meters for about 2 years, 1 year,
we are still not getting.
We do not have the meters. Go to people's homes and you see that the ECG has done direct connection for them and you pay fixed prices. Because the ECG money, the money that they are raising is now going into.
At first, I mean, sorry to cut in. At first, when it comes to electricity and water, I mean, the bills were, manageable. It was not too crazy like this. Now, the new meters, the cloud prepaid meters is just crazy. Recently, we were struck with how do I even put it? You can't access your meter. You can't buy a power, or in the name of update. And it took a lot of days. But surprisingly, when you call the big men at the top, they are able to buy for you and you update your meter. Why? What is it? Now, today, IPPs are saying if their monies are not paid, they are going to shut down some of the plants. Independent power
recently,
producers.
Assembly came out and said that the government owed the company $259 billion. Listen, government of Ghana owes just one company, Sonan Asogli, just one independent power plant, $259 million, and they have not paid, and we are going into an election. What it means that the next government is supposed to come and pay that $259 million. And I have told you here in this, the $1 million is 17 million Ghana cedis. All Ghana cedis is 170 billion. But you see, for a government to owe one single company $259 million means that the government has not been paying the electricity we've been buying from Sonan Assembly for the past a year or two. Of course, it is shameful that the man AKUFO-ADDO who promised heaven on earth, promised, and he and Baumia promised production rather than taxation. All of a sudden today, we do not know what to do not have solutions. We are sovereign, we are nation, and the government, AKUFO-ADDO itself, is quiet. We don't understand. I mean, I have tried to read the mind of AKUFO-ADDO because the mind AKUFO-ADDO I knew in opposition is not the man AKUFO-ADDO on the seat at the moment. The kind of things AKUFO-ADDO is doing today is sad. AKUFO-ADDO cannot today stand openly. Yesterday, he went and commissioned the flower pot. He was openly collecting money from the people.
Wow.
Somebody came him and gave him 20,000 Ghana cedis or more or less. Openly. When you want to give money to the president, we expect that money should have been in an envelope so that the president could lie that it was not money. But here, it was not put in an envelope. The money was given to president directly on the stage, and ministers were watching. That's my worry. If ministers see president taking money from a contractor or from a businessman on the stage in public,
is there a confirmation of what happened during his campaign when I think a husband and a wife gave him money and he received on camera?
And that is it confirms what we saw in 2020. It has happened today. Now you see, Papa Law. One thing is this: when the president takes money, the way he behaves when money touches his hand, as if he wants to quickly, he's in a haste to keep the money, to cover the money. What kind of behavior is this? Mr. President, it was just 20,000 Ghana cedis or 30,000 Ghana cedis that you collected. And the way you were shivering, the way you were haste to put the money in your pocket shows clearly that there was something amiss. Why is AKUFO-ADDO doing this to this country? Now the same man who today has denigrated this country and run this country aground says his preferred choice to become the president is Bawumia, is running it.
His best vice president.
His best president. The man who has succeeded in running this economy down was the president of the republic.
Honorable, is the vice president always or automatically the very person who will be the head of the economic team? Somebody, I saw a list. I think I should have kept that list. The person is of the view that during Rawlings's time, it was not his vice who was the chairman of the committee, that is economic team. Why is it that we insist that it's Bawumia, but not Ofori-Atta and the likes?
But we run this country with constitution, with laws. The Constitution of the Republic of Ghana states that the vice president shall be the chairman of the economic management team. You cannot change it.
Wow.
Now, even if the president decides that in disguise you are the chairman of the economic management team, but let the finance minister chairs the committee, it is still the same thing, because the Constitution mandates the vice president to be the chairman of the economic management team. And now, there is an evidence to the fact where Bawumia stands in the public and applauds the economic management team and mentioned their name and said that Janbafo or Safumafo, whatever it is.
President Mahama says they are area boys.
Which guru?
Those boys are area boys.
His Excellency John Mahama was teasing them and said that
they are area boys.
The men that you said,
we have the men.
The men you said you had have become area boys. They are not the men, because they have taken the city from 4 cedi, 3 cedi 70 pesos to 4 cedi 20 pesos to 5 cedi to 6 cedi to 7 cedi to now 17.3 cedis. It is a shame. Listen, the whole government, everybody in this government should be bold enough to raise his hand and say that we have failed.
Bank of Ghana has been commissioned, their new edifice. NDC did a lot of, how do you call it, demonstrations and all that. Even in Parliament, they wanted to know the full, bill or expenditure, and they could not provide. But finally, it's called the Bank Square or so, Bank Square, and Governor was praising himself and his team, and the president also applauded them. What do you say about that? But before that, let's talk about your 24-hour economy. There are a lot of the MPP communicators or MPP people who are of the view that you guys cannot even explain your own policy to the ordinary Ghanaian. What is it all about, the 24-hour economy?
I think that it is a shame when somebody talks about the fact that we cannot explain it, because on so many occasions there are audio evidence where His Excellency John Mahama explained into details the policy guidelines and the policy itself everywhere.
They only talk about John Dramani Mahama saying, His Excellency, saying chop bars will operate at night, and Baumia saying chop bars are already operating.
Narrative. That is the MPP comical narrative of things. We have explained the concept. We are saying that, say, it is the 24-hour will be backed by law. What we are saying is that one job, 3 shifts, 3 people doing it. What does it mean? It means that
we are reducing unemployment.
Let's say that this is a company, Unilever Ghana Limited, producers of brilliant soap, and they have they have a job, the company, one. But then they have 3 shifts. One of the shifts ends at 2. The other one ends at 10 p.m. and the one ends at the next morning 8 a.m. 3 shifts. What we are saying is this, that a company that will register to run the 24-hour economy policy programs will be given incentive, tax holidays, and this. So you know that when we are working in the night, the tax will pay.
So you are not going to dump it on companies, but you come voluntarily.
Yes.
Come and register, and this is what government
and say, I want to be part of the 24-hour economy policy implementation, because I also want, and then you get their tax incentive and the other things that will be added to it. Now, when you are giving up, when you get that opportunity, but there are certain institutions that automatically will be like DVLA, Passport Office, and a few others. I think that they are in my a few of them. You definitely, all of them. Some hospitals, DVLA. Let me see. I can see them here. I'll quickly put so that.
No problem. All right, so as you go through 80 minutes on top of the hour, 9 p.m. GMT in the studios of Papalo Radio, we're streaming live and rocking wide on www.modernghana.com, online radiobox.com, 88.3. Don't be selfish. Hit the share button, share the message on your page, on your timeline, send the link to your friends. I'm doing chit-chatting with Honorable Dela Edem, the man who is trending since last week, and he's still trending. He's in the studio of Papalo Radio. Honorable, I want to give him time to go through the, it's one of your major campaign message.
Yes.
And so I need you to speak to the fact. I'll be very glad.
Yes.
But later I want us to delve into party confidence and strategies, and then we'll look at your how do you call it? How you are coordinating your grassroots. NDC is noted for this grassroots thing. All right, so let's see.
The 24-hour economy will focus on selected public institutions with significant customer traffic, such as ports and harbors.
Okay.
Customs, the passport office, the DVLE, and others.
Okay.
Why are we saying passport office? People come all the way from Kumasi to come and queue in Accra, 2-3 days for passport, 1 week, 2 weeks, and they stay here at their own cost.
Papalo Radio.
So we are
Straight up.
that we want to eliminate those things. Where there is traffic, when you go to DVLA to change, to take passport or to renew your driving license or to roadworthy.
Well, about licenses, Baumia is promising 10 years of renewal. What are you guys? Are you going to maintain the same one where we have to go after every 2 years? No, it's I think it's you are given for 5 years, and then you have to go and renew after every 2 years.
I think that the most important thing is it's not about whether you have renewed the license for 10 years or for 9 years.
Now yellow fever, you take it once.
How will government get its revenue if you do it 10 years? Tell me. I roadworthy or driving license. You say you have given it to me 10 years. So when I get a driving license and I am 44, I will not pay roadworthy to government until I am 54 years plus, and then I am 55. Why? Government needs revenue.
So that's a strategy to also make money for the government to also do development.
Yearly or quarterly or whatever, government gets revenue to fix the road and to do other things. So to us, we are not saying 10 years or whatever it is, but we are saying that there is we are.
So the 24-hour economy, one will challenge the 24-hour economy when we say it's going to work everywhere. In Ghana, is it only the cities or even in the towns and villages everywhere we're going to see 24-hour economy?
No, you will not see it everywhere.
Okay.
Like I said,
that's making sense.
It is not everywhere. Companies are supposed to register because the 24-hour economy will be backed by law, and companies will be made to register. But there are certain state institutions, like I talked about, that will automatically be running to
different regions, different towns.
For instance,
everywhere.
A hospital like Temajena Hospital should run 24 hours because when something happens on the motorway, the nearest hospital is the Temajena Hospital.
That's right.
Now, when something happens and you send injured patients to the place, you are told the doctor will come the next morning at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. And so the nurse there sometimes provide first aid, waiting for the doctor the next morning. It could result in fatalities.
The X-ray man is not around, the radiologist.
The X-ray man is not around, the pharmacist is not around. Unless the next morning, we are saying no. Let the hospital run 24 hours.
So all these people will be working.
If 14 people or 30 people work in the morning, 30 people should work in the afternoon, and 30 people should work in the night. It means it creates jobs. So 60 more will be employed in one hospital. I'm just giving an example.
That's right.
So if you go to for the Temaport, for instance, the workforce now is 4,500. What it means is that the port will have to recruit more people to around 13,500 to run the 24-hour economy.
Okay.
So it creates job opportunities for people in Tema, Ashayama.
How are we also going to generate monies to pay them?
At the ports, people clear their goods and they pay. So when you clear in the night, they pay. When they clear in the at dawn, they pay. It's the same money. So somebody comes to the morning to come and clear his items and pays. You clear the items around 12 a.m. The person pays. If you clear your goods around 10, you pay. Still the same thing. So you are generating more money. Within the 24-hour bracket, and that is how we can then recruit more people.
So people can have money. I know that you get to, for instance, you get to one restaurant, you have the money to buy the food, but you are told we have closed.
Yes.
And so that strategy,
yes,
once the money is with the people, but because the time is over.
Let me give you a typical example that drivers normally experience. You can be driving today and your roadworthy is working, has not expired. Within 15 hours or 10 hours or 6 hours time, it will expire. Now, the next morning, you were not able to go to the DVLA office to go and renew it.
Papalo Radio.
In the evening around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, you are arrested by a police officer and say you have not renewed your driving license or your roadworthy certificate, so you are arrested. Or your driving license expired in the night. Also, or you were stopped by a police officer, and then he interrogated you and realized that your driving license or your roadworthy certificate had expired, you will not get the opportunity that night to go and renew the roadworthy certificate or your.
But with your introduction, it means you can just go.
But you see that even in the night, you can just run to any DVLA office and renew your license or renew your roadworthy certificate or something. So the police can kick them and say, your roadworthy certificate expires today. He said yes, and it's around 4 p.m. But you will not be intimidated or afraid because you know that even if it is 8 p.m., 9 p.m. or you can go and do it. So it will eliminate so many things. I don't think that like concept when it is as implemented well, it will create a lot of job for people. It will create opportunities here and there. It will enhance productivity, and then it will promote efficiency as well.
All right.
Because for instance, if one person works from morning to the next morning, they get tired and start committing mistakes. But when somebody works for 8 hours, he goes home. Another person comes to work for 8 hours and go home. Another person comes to work 8 hours and goes home. Then you know that there is efficiency because I know I'm working for 8 hours. I put in all my energy to work and I go. But after 8 hours, when I'm supposed to work for 12 hours and 13 hours, the person is either sleeping or making more mistakes at the factory, and that can also be a disadvantage to the company itself because there is no efficiency.
Honorable, we'll go for a break, and when we are back, we're going to talk about electoral reforms and integrity. I know you talk more about this one, your assessment of the Electoral Commission, their preparedness, and all the things that are happening. So, stick and stay right here. It's Mpɔtam Show, and I'm having chit-chatting with Honorable Dela Edem of the NDC, one of the top-notch communicators in the MPP, in the NDC's camp. Stick and stay right here.
African money, not everyone they chop. Our money, not everyone they chop. Yeah, president they chop. Yeah, na governor they chop. African money, not everyone they chop. Our money, not everyone they chop. Yeah, president they chop. Yeah, na governor they chop. Yeah, whoa, you. Yes, yo, yes, yeah, whoa, you. Yes, yo, yes, mama, don't cry, don't be alright. You're free, fear, babante, you're the best you can go fear. I told you, I drink, I got this kindness, yeah. Where the money day, where the pacha day, the money, did you mapa? And so when you see Capra, and TCC so japa, sorry, Sikankwa. African money, not everyone they chop. Our money, not everyone they chop. Yeah, president they chop. Yeah, na governor they chop. If you monkey where you the work, and so babu where you the chop. You for penny for my work, I got no be so you talk. It's your retire and I'm home. Oh, yeah, I'm home. If we are a buy and I'm home. Oh, yeah, I'm home. Obiani wa oshewo. Obiani wa oshewo. Alhamdulillah, bismillah. Yes, yo. African money, not everyone they chop. Our money, not everyone they chop. Yeah, president they chop. Yeah, na governor they chop. African money, not everyone they chop. Our money, not everyone they chop. Yeah, president they chop. Yeah, na governor they chop.
Is rich and not poor. Go to the world that when the African is dividend.
Apollo Radio.
Straight on. We are waiting. We shall no more go back to sleep anymore. Today from now on, that is the new African in the world.
Many days I'm counting, still not in the right. Plenty pledges and promises. I saw my hobby life. Tell me you gon' keep my picking good education, but tell me if the future is bright. We know they care about your big English, big grammar, know they pay bills and see we get it more, but we can't talk. People are homeless and they build church. Ghana daddy disco, room shock. You go get the certificate, but no job. Big man rules for the road top. pray them go fix them, then go patch up. I say plenty load, with the sit down cardiac and young cooler when the youth ball. Joe boy, Joe boy. My people they suffer, my people they cry, but you know they care. Get the time I look, must get my autona. Straight up, Joe boy. My people they suffer, people they cry, but you know they care. Joe boy. Our money you dey drop am, drop am, basa basa. Bule mi echi efi chaka chaka. We black to ama kata kata hanya hanya. Kama debe mi ajolo kaba kafa. Price of fuel they go up higher higher. Ika mine efi nuwa hiya manya manya. What we gonna run? Go me need us and they my mind. If we not go fix it, we not go run. So them they lie with confidence. They chop the money so them printing more currency. Freedom of speech, but they want to come arrest me. Come back, she can't you could die for emergency. We say I promise a man and to my country at the place. See, we know they understand, cause you think it just be twice. We they sell everything, tell me what he go let. I come the land of gold, now they beg bread. Joe boy, Joe boy. My people they suffer, for people they cry, but you know they care. Get the time I look, must get my autona. Joe boy, Joe boy. My people they suffer, people they cry, but you know they care. Joe boy, Joe boy, Joe boy. My people they suffer, my people they cry, but you know they care. Get that you one get my Elmina. Joe boy, Joe boy. My people they suffer, people they cry, but you know they care. Make a answer my again and again when improve my day. Okay, when you want to now we feel that pain. General assassin so stop the galaxy. I'm a naga one for she I'm a boy. Jacket down and I'm a little pipi, I'm a little pipi. On the bike at 2 pipi, 18, pipi, na dacha centra. Yeah, I'm a little pipi, on the bike at 2 pipi, 18, pipi, na dacha centra. Baku so muli pura, Joe boy, Joe boy. My people they suffer, my people they cry, but you know they care. Get the time I look, must get my Joe boy, very infallible. Straight up.
When I pass, everybody just a watch. Them say I flash more than a watch.
Straight up.
Me I no be Samsung, but my pictures make all of them more. My people don't jubilate. Shut the movement on your face. Me I no be nobody, you do not be nobody. So are you there? Today, see I turn rich. Yes, say you no change your life, still fish. How many times when you go stop the fish? Now you say you wish. Make I tell you something, all of them are lie to you. Them all are run away from the truth. Yeah. Ask at the self and ask bone stone. If water they talk to be true, I make economy a fair. Ghana economy, Ghana music industry, it is so bad. They talk to be true, I make economy a fair. Ghana economy, Ghana music industry. Ghana economy, Ghana music industry, it is so bad. I make economy a fair. Ghana economy, Ghana music industry, it is so bad. I make economy a fair.
Ghana economy, I don't understand Ghana, but also the Shatawale say Ghana economy near bad, and you were about to order down now. Amazing. Ghana
music industry.
Hey, as a prophet, Anna. Anna Moses said. Alright, so send in your comments, your thoughts, your views. Now read them accordingly. I still have in the studio Honorable Dela Edem. Honorable, let's come to electoral reforms and the integrity of the Electoral Commission. How do you assess the Electoral Commission's preparedness for the December 7th polls or election?
I wouldn't be able to know or see how prepared the Electoral Commission is.
Well, Boss Mansari says they are more than prepared. If election is even conducted today or next week, they are ready.
That is just pure rhetoric. have said so many things and yet they are making mistakes. This is an electoral commission that gives a register to a political party without statistics. Shameful. And we talk about it becomes a subject matter. How can you give the electoral register to a political party and they don't know the regional statistics, the district statistics, and constituency statistics? How? So you don't know the number of people who are voting in Ashaiman, or the number of people who are voting in Tema, the number of people registered in Suhu, the number of people registered in.
He's of the view that all will be released one after the other,
so
from
the
region
political
to.
party NDC needed to prompt the electoral commission before they released it. 1 week, 2 weeks. How prepared are you? If you are prepared, you should show it. The electoral commission sent things to Nanarugu.
Yeah.
And kept the ballot papers in the police unit. The police comes out and says that where we are keeping it, it is our armory, and you cannot lock it. And so, I mean, a whole concept. I don't know whatever it is. But first and foremost, the electoral commission needs to build trust among the people, and they have failed to do that. Clearly, they have not showed any sense of urgency. They have not shown transparency. There is always question to be asked, and when you ask them the question, they are fidgeting. It seems as if this is a group of people who have conducted election before 2020. Yet they are still making the same mistakes, the same errors. And that when you talk about it, somebody sits somewhere and think that you are either putting the electoral commission, pushing the electoral commission under the radar. That is not the impression. That should not be the point. The fact is that the electoral commission itself has not lived above reproach in the way it does its things. For an electoral commissioner or electoral commission that is conducting an election, and the way and manner they have conducted their activities, as if there is a fight between them and the NPP, NDC. See, on so many occasions, the NDC has come out to say, we see this thing to be wrong. We need this information. And instead of electoral committee to say, yes, we will address
Papalo
it.
Radio. Straight up.
The electoral commission will issue a statement to banter that of the NDC.
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
Rivals. The NDC is not a rival too.
So what reforms will you, prescribe?
The NDC is not a rival to the electoral commission. When you talk about reform, it is not the duty of a political party to implement reforms. We can make recommendations to the electoral commission for the implementation of reforms.
Do you see transparency?
After a win, I think that the electoral commission will sit down and do proper recruitment of each electoral officers. The electoral commission officers now are politically biased. They are MP.
Is the place polarized?
MPP constituency executives recruited to be the polling agent. And this one was confirmed by Hupsinadoye, where he mentioned the name of people who were used in Kumewu by-election. He mentioned the name of polling agent, said, this one is the organizer, this is the constituency youth organizer, this one is the... He mentioned the name
and they are there as we speak.
There, and they were the ones used, and they are still there.
So how will you ensure peaceful elections and a smooth transmission of power?
Yes,
transition.
That is what we are calling for, and it's the duty of the electoral commission to ensure that there is peace. You do things right. When you do things right, the NDC will not complain.
Today we've seen pistols branded or hidden in suitcases.
Today?
Yeah, it was actually... Oh, okay, so let me read it. I think I have it here. I have this story here. I want you to hit the share button, share the message on your page, on your timeline, send the link to your friends. I have this one here. It's one of my breaking stories. It was actually this container, 40-foot container. It was actually arrested. Did I use the right word? It was seized.
At the port?
Yes, by GRA. And I'm trying to get the story so that I read it. Breaking news. So, Custom Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, has seized a 40-foot container at Tema Port.
40 foot?
Yes. The container numbered Medu 4496951 was shipped from the United States. Officials found 53 pistols, 74 magazines, and 65 live rounds ammunition concealed in suitcases. Those watching on Facebook, you can, have a feel of it. It's just rolling. And the shipment, which had been falsely declared as containing vehicles and personal effect, was intercepted on November 4th, 2024, following thorough investigations by the GNR's Intelligence and Preventive Unit. Do you see bloodbath or bloodshed in the coming election? Look like tensions are very high.
It will be very unfortunate. And listen, if something happens,
Pistols.
If something happens, Nana AKUFO-ADDO will be blamed. Let me tell you that. It will be sad that after serving as president with this abysmal performance, he will go to the international community, international court of justice for prosecution. It will not be nice for the image of AKUFO-ADDO that after his abysmal performance as the president of the republic, he will be sent to the International Criminal Court for brutalities and for killings.
And who will cause it? It's not AKUFO-ADDO.
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
If people are importing guns into the country and they are being arrested, what you do as the president is to make sure that investigations are thorough and the people are prosecuted in jail. When you do that, nobody will go and bring guns. We have an election to run, and people are bringing guns, importing guns into the country to do what? To kill.
Under the disguise of my car and my personal stuff.
Listen, you said I don't know whether you said 14th or 4th.
4th of November, yeah.
So today is 20th, 16 days ago.
Before the news.
By now, we should know who imported the items and name and shame the individual.
And prosecute.
Papalo, and prosecute the individual. 16 days after a group of people were arrested for importing
an election is just here.
This country, and nobody has been arrested and nobody has been jailed. Nothing is being done. Why? Nobody has been named and shamed. So then the opposition will come out and ask questions. That is the person who brought the guns connected to the MPP. That is why they are quiet. Also, what is going on? We beg Nana AKUFO-ADDO as the president of the republic. We beg him.
The Electoral Commission.
A peaceful country. It should not disintegrate this country for us.
The Electoral Commission is of the view that they don't elect president. It's the people. They only coordinate or officiate as a referee, so that Ghanaians will vote for. But do you see transparency in the activities of the EC? Yesterday, I spoke to one of your colleagues, the NDC secretary for Madina constituency, Honorable Abdul Razak. And he's of the view that they waited and waited at the Accra police headquarters, waiting to receive, what was that? One of the papers. Yes, the ballot papers. And they went there as early as 12 noon. And as at 6 p.m., the car was still not there. The car came, and they were of the view that they are now going to bring the rest because the car cannot convey the rest. And he had an issue with it because a whole EC don't have enough cars to convey the ballot papers. And immediately the ballot papers were released at the police headquarters. Light went out.
So, Papalo, thank you very much. You're on top of the issues. Let me ask you, are you happy with what you're telling me on that question?
No, as a Ghanaian, I'm not happy about it.
Apollo Radio.
I wouldn't be happy.
That is behaving in this manner. Would you be happy?
No, I wouldn't be happy.
So you are not happy, and we are all not happy because if you don't do things right,
it will cause
problems. If you don't do things right, it will cause problems. Why would the Electoral Commission be doing things?
Do you think there's connivance and,
there is a deliberate connivance and collaboration between the MPP and the Electoral Commission. What
is it because of the appointment?
Yes, the Electoral Commissioner, Mami J. Mensah, is the direct sister of Rebecca AKUFO-ADDO. Direct. Now, Mami J. Mensah thinks that she was appointed by AKUFO-ADDO and therefore he should do AKUFO-ADDO some good. But that is not the work of a electoral commissioner. A electoral commissioner must be independent. Today, as I'm here, if I am appointed the electoral commissioner of Ghana, the NDC will come out and say, is that the Delabi? No. Because I'll be fair, I'll be independent-minded, because the job of a electoral commissioner is just like a referee of a match.
But some referees are biased.
You will be biased, but if you're a proper referee, you cannot go and officiate Kotoko in a match. And when Kotoko complain of something, you tell them, no, I'm not going to investigate. When Hart complains, I say, I'm not going to investigate into it.
Like the May 9th.
Like the May 9th, we are doing. This is a electoral commission. When the NDC complains about anything, they will issue a press statement and disregard the complaint of the NDC. Yet, we'll come back and tell you. For instance,
Papalo
the complaint
Radio.
of the missing BVDs in this country. The electoral commission issued a press statement and said it was not true. 7 days later, the electoral commission came back and said they have realized that some of their machines were missing and admitted. Recently, we found the machines in Suhum.
The person was arrested, but he said we shouldn't be afraid. There's nothing they can do.
The electoral commissioner, when we complained about missing BVDs, issued a press statement and created the impression that NDC was lying. Yet, it was true. We were vindicated at the long run. So we are saying, the electoral commission must do things right. It is tarnishing its image. It is tarnishing its own image to the extent that people are complaining and nobody trusts the electoral commission now. So you see, when we go to Nararugo and others, my brother, we were called by the police to come and change the padlock we put at the lock, where we are keeping the ballot papers.
Okay.
Because when we touch the NDC padlock, it starts making noise. So the police called the NDC and said, come and remove your padlock. And we said, no, why should we come and remove the padlock? If you don't touch the padlock,
it will make noise.
It will not make noise. Why do you go and touch the padlock? Because we have ballot papers in there. Why do you go and touch the padlock for the padlock to make noise?
For what?
And then you come and tell us that the padlock is making noise, so we should come and change it. We aren't changing it because you don't need to go into the room and you don't need to touch anything there. So that is the thing. There is that collaborative synergy effort between the NPP and the electoral commission. And it seems as if the electoral commissioner is being dictated to. The NPP is dictating to Mami J. Mensah. And so she is not using her own independent mind to run the organization. He is this, today is that, and her conduct has not been worthy of emulation or something we could talk about.
Papalo Radio. Straight up.
Nejuma ye nyefe. Asma me kan nyina say, Mami J. Mensah nejuma enyefe. They all ye no man nipa kasa nejuma ho. Say ye ejuma ma so ye electoral commissioner. That's how ye ejuma. So we ejuma no bi ehuru say ejuma wo ye no ehu da ho feprefe. Okay. Mami Charlotte say John Mahama, His Excellency John Mahama na appoint him. And so obeye the ejuma ma NDC lusu election ma pe John Mahama na appoint him election. And so Mami J. Mensah ye na said ye on the MPP ne baye and or it say on the MPP ne baye on the MPP beko and the on person MPP lusu no beko. That is not the job of a electoral commissioner.
That's right. Honorable, we've said enough, but I can't allow you to go without touching on this one, your regional and your grassroots support. People of the view that the support NDC had at the grassroots, you are gradually losing your grassroots. The energy you guys had some years ago, what strategies are you putting in place to mobilize grassroots support and win vote in key regions?
I will not,
even in your.
I will not discount what you are saying, but I think that I see a lot of energy, bubbling energy. But you see, the economic conditions of people makes it difficult for the youth to follow the crowd, follow the political parties everywhere. Because, for instance, if John Mahama comes to Ashaiman, massive crowd. When he moves to Ajekojo, the people of Ashaiman will have loved to follow him around. But now, to take a car from Ashima, it used to be 1 city, 2 city. It's now 7 city, 8 city. How many people can follow and go?
So you mean you have
the economic condition itself is restricting people from getting
the rallies and all
so if you watch, the NPP have decided that anytime where they are having something to do
they
with
buzz
rally,
them.
they go to the secondary school to go and pick children
buzz them
and bus them and give them t-shirts. We have seen so many people wearing NPP t-shirt and still shouting a yazoo. It tells you that they are being buzzed. We are not doing that thing.
So you are confident
we are
that
confident
still
that
your grassroots is up.
Enthusiasm in the youth is still high. When you meet our youth, all the kind of things they tell you, please, we want you to protect our ballot. Oh, we want to, this government must go. Oh. If you people make a mistake of NPP stay in power, we will not forgive you. That tells you how politically conscious people have become and how people want the NPP to get out of power. And so, yes, we have the grassroots, we have the massive support out there. We believe that the people are following us not because of we are sharing money. We are not sharing anything. They are following us because they think that the NPP has messed up the economy and it is time for them to go for us to save this country. We need to resave this country. And His Excellency John Mahama, the nation builder, a president with a good heart, a man who loves his country so much, is the one that we are praying for to take over this country and do things right. And before I go, let me say this.
As Rollins, left with the spirit of the NDC, that euphoria, that exuberance.
He has left with something. Rollins is out. Rollins' presence in all our rallies brought a lot of steam, a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. His absence has been a little bit of a blow. But you see, when we look at the charismatic nature of the current president, Obama, but John Mahama is not fair-colored like Rollins. Are you okay? He doesn't do some of the antics Rollins will do. But still, His Excellency John Mahama is pulling the crowd the way we all, it's beyond expectation. The kind of people who sing praises, who jump up high heavens when they see John Mahama, tells you clearly that he's a charismatic leader who, in the absence of John Mahama and His Excellency, in the absence of Jerry Rollins, has taken up the mantle to lead the NDC. And so, yes, the absence of John Rollins caused a bit of problem. The children are around. Senator Rollins has been everywhere. He brings. Anytime we see her, we remember the father. Anytime we see Kimati, we remember the father. And so they are around with us. They are part of us.
Mahama's heart has changed, so he's going to win the presidency, says one of the prophets. Now, what happened? Now, President Mahama invite pastors, Accra pastors. Now he went to Kumasi, and almost everybody is speaking positively about his governance.
John Mahama has been a Christian and is still a Christian.
That's right.
And I think that this is the right time for him to engage, because he has engaged almost everybody. He has engaged all civil society groups. He has engaged all unions on the trade union so much. And then there was time for him to engage the pastors.
The clerics.
Yes. And so that is exactly what he did. So it
Amazing.
was part of the campaign strategy. Like you see, the pastors have a special anointing, and they are special in the way they do. They see things, not all of them. Most of them see things. Most of them, God speak to them. Most of them, we reverend them in our societies. And so if you need pastors, you say, listen, I am meeting pastors. It is not just talk. What you do in church by praying for your members, give me the same anointing to go and bring honor to the country. First, the Bible talks about Ishmael not ruling over Isaac. Boss, the Bible and the pastors in this country know that Ishmael should not rule over Isaac. I will not explain it. You know what I'm talking about?
I understand.
So, Ishmael and Isaac are on the battlefield fighting to become the president of this republic. And every Christians know that Ishmael should not rule over Isaac.
A pastor says,
I am quoting Nigel Gazy. He spoke recently on Accra FM. Exactly. So you see.
So another pastor is also of the view that ICGC Pastor Kujo,
yes.
I think Sakumono,
yes.
the head pastor, he said, well, if God wants to also do anything, he can even use a Muslim
yes.
to do
exactly.
whatever he wants
yes.
to do.
I am not.
So
I am not talking about
God can also use a Christian to do whatever he wants.
Papalo Radio, straight up.
That's right.
But here, yes, it's true. God decides to do what he wants. If God wants a Buddhist to be the president of this republic, he will do it, and we can't question him.
Is God interested in politics?
Yes, he is. God is very much interested in politics, because if you look at Israel, all those people who ascended to the throne were people who were selected by God. And if you were selected by God or appointed by God to be the king of Israel, if you did something wrong God didn't like, God found a way of removing those things. So you know Solomon, David, and those who sinned, someone like David sinned as the king of Israel and apologized to God that, yes, I have sinned against you, but God forgive me. And God forgive me because he had a good heart. So yes, God has a way of doing
so
things.
Now President Muhammad's heart is clean, so the prophet says he's coming back to pass.
The prophecy, I wouldn't.
Papalo Radio,
I am
straight
not
up.
a prophet. God does not speak to me in a manner that he speaks to some of the major prophets in this country. So I wouldn't be able to know whatever he says. But you see, most pastors speak, we believe them.
That's right.
I believe someone like T.B. Joshua when he said the NDC will win an election, but there will be 3 elections.
And it came to pass.
And we said, how?
Time.
T.B., how? Meanwhile, we didn't know that there was going to be time.
First, second, and then
so
time.
First election, there was a runoff, and after the runoff, there was another one.
That's right.
See, it's only God who can speak to a man of God in
That's
this
right.
manner. This one was detailed. So, if God says, this is what I want, it shall come to pass. And God is interested in who becomes the president of this republic. In this election, God will lift his hand. In this election, God will lift his hand and he will select who he wants to be the president of the republic. So you see, if you are an MPP soldier or MPP police, that the MPP want to use you to cause mayhem, be very careful because it is God who says either John Mahama will be the president of the republic. You will misbehave. After that, John Mahama will win the election. What becomes of your job? Please, I am saying that you are a soldier,
That's right.
so you have been recruited by NPP government or NDC government and you are working. Don't go and show your political color. Because when the political party loses election, you could suffer the damage.
That's right.
So why do a soldier or a police officer recruited from 2017, 2016, 2018, 20 whatever?
Papalo Radio, straight up.
The NPP want to use you for election violence. Please, tell the NPP, you are not interested in dying for them to come to power and enjoy. When you do that, they cannot remove you from the police service or immigration or customs because you have said you will not do what they want you to do. But when you go and do what the NPP is asking you to do today, and something happens,
You'll be in trouble.
You'll be in trouble.
And
Because
you face
assuming the NPP loses an election, what becomes of you?
That's right.
I'll tell you.
Honorable, so your final words.
Papalo Radio,
Some of
straight up.
our traditional leaders or authorities are also vouching for Mahama, some are vouching for Bawumia and all that. But the constitution bars traditional leaders or authorities from doing active or partisan politics. What do you say about that briefly in 30 seconds? And
the
then
traditional leaders who get himself
that's
and
right.
Speak. Yes.
Endorsing
The
candidates.
Constitution says that chiefs should not do partisan politics. But I have looked at the way some pastors some chiefs have spoken when they meet John Mahama or when they meet Bawumia. And well, they are entitled to their opinion as well. So you cannot question what they say. But I think that if you have seen it before also, if you go to him, you will say something nice.
Everybody.
Something nice. Anybody goes there, he says the same thing, and that is what you have to, all the chiefs are also supposed to be. So when the chiefs meet John Mahama and he says something nice, he can meet the other side and also say something nice. We don't blame those people.
Okay.
It is when you make political statement that goes to damage the reputation you have in the constituency, then I will beg that you stay off politics. Politics is not nice.
Honorable, let me put you on the spot. How many seats are you winning?
I wouldn't be able to say, but I think that we'll have majority in parliament.
Well, Sami Ewuku says at least 145 for the MPP.
That means that the 37 they are maintaining all the 37 plus adding 8 mathematically or politically. It doesn't make sound argument. Excuse my language here. Sami Ewuku doesn't know what he's talking about because of the 137 members of parliament now, MPP will lose about 20 to 25.
Wow.
And then you need to bring other people on board. There are certain constituencies you win. Are you okay? There are certain constituencies you will lose them. No matter the money they share, they will still lose them with some of the constituencies. So I am thinking that if all things go well, the NDC should get at least 149, 150 members of parliament.
Well, Razak, your secretary, Madina, said at least 160 plus.
Good. We'll be so happy for that. I am thinking that I'm being moderate. 150, 149, 150. We'll be happy. If you go to 160, hallelujah. If you go to 160, hallelujah. And that means that the people of Ghana.
One of your independent
Radio. Straight up
from the competition. He's no more an independent candidate. Yes.
I think that strategically, the executives of our party asked him to fire because of the court issue. So I'm telling you strategically, Dr. McAhin was asked to file so that in the event that our candidate was disqualified, the NDC moved his support behind him. And so we must applaud our executive for this intelligent way and strategic way of doing things. The NPP should have done the same thing in Formina. The sitting independent candidate, they should have allowed him contest as independent. Then the party will not file a candidate, and then they will rally behind him. He wins and he's working with them. But the MPP went and picked an independent candidate, brought him to come and run on their ticket. That means cross-carpeting. And that is why the seat, you lose that seat. And when you finish, they run to Supreme Court for Supreme Court to give them judgment. Oh, Jesus. Johnson and John kind of family.
Baumia Mahama, who wins?
John Mahama will win handsomely.
Handsomely.
Or
is it because of the polls?
The MPP will be so disappointed when results start coming out. The Greater Accra result will be shocking to the MPP. They will reject the MPP like it has never happened before. I'm telling you, Greater Accra.
And that's a swing.
The suffering is in Greater Accra than any other region. The suffering is in Greater Accra. See, if you work in Greater Accra and you pay light bill and water bill,
then you pay rent.
And you pay rent.
You eat, you dress.
At the end of the month, you don't have more than 400 left.
That's true.
I'm telling you, we are suffering. So workers in Greater Accra, everybody wants to be in Greater Accra because it's the capital. But life in Greater Accra is tough. And AKUFO-ADDO has made it worse. And I am not surprised he's the most terrible president and the vice president ever in the history of this country. And I think that we are ready to say bye-bye to AKUFO-ADDO and his branding made Baumia. They should leave. They should leave for us to rebrand, reset this country onto
not upgrading. No more upgrading.
I'm telling you.
Resetting. Honorable, 21 gun salute. Thank you for coming. That's right.
She got plenty paper.
Can I read some of the comments? This time I can't put in.
No be fake.
No phone calls. We are behind time.
Ghana artist when you go wake up.
All right.
Family life, my baby bye.
Papalo Radio, you are the best. Docas. Dugbaja.
ETM show.
Dugbaza.
No go live no one in Moshwe Lucifer.
Fatau Mata.
Trend for Twitter. Me and no come.
Great.
Leader.
Joyce Enim.
My nigga.
Papa Lord no side. Ohineba Kofi Praise, he said great job.
Ghana economy, Ghana.
Watching you live from Ashama.
I'm a economy affair.
Papa Lord Radio, building communities together. Watching you live from Tema and Sawara. Deborah Ohinedako.
Everybody just.
You are watching from Ghana.
Me and not be Samsung, but my pictures.
All right, Honorable Dela Edem, thank you very much for gracing this platform. We are so grateful. We are blessed. We've been educated.
So are you?
Now, no more trending.
No change your life still
for any reason.
Times when you go stop the switch.
He spoke to issues. Here where you can we ask you relevant questions, not those for trends. Alright, so this is where we draw the curtains on today's program. Mpɔtam Show, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Those who listen to us on 88.3, God bless you and keep you and protect you. And those who watch us on all our social media handles, Papalo Radio /TV, on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, and the likes. God bless you. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the comment. Thank you for the encouragement. We appreciate you. We love you. Vini we see. I came, I saw, and I conquered. I saw results coming in, and some people were shocked. That day, when the results are coming, then your face begin to change. I watched one when the MP had to remove his dress and then just stand there and fold their arms and just crying like a baby. And this time, John Dumelo is saying he's going to win. He's going to win the seat.
Fight to be a leader.
Shockers 2024, a lot of shocks. Alright, so thank you very much. God bless our nation Ghana and make our nation great and strong. God bless MPP NDC. God bless everyone who came on the line.
Economy, Ghana music industry, even so bad.
Somebody is saying don't forget it. Alright, Madam Docas, God bless you. Thank you for watching and listening.
Cannot be Samsung, but my.
Alright, so I'm out.
My people, they jubilate. Me and no be nobody.
Papalo Radio.
Straight up. Today, see I turn rich. Yes, say you know change your life, still fish. How many times when you go stop the fish? Now you say you wish. Make I tell you some, all of them are lies to you. Them all I run away from the truth. Yeah. Ask at the self and ask bone stone. If water they take love it you. When I pass, everybody just a watch. Them say I flash more than a touch. Me I no be Samsung, but my pictures make all of them all. My people don't jubilate. Shut a movement on your face. Me I no be nobody, you do not be nobody. So are you there? Today, see I turn rich. Yes, say you know change your life, still fish. How many times when you go stop the fish? Now you say you wish. Make I tell you something, all of them are like to you. Them all I run away from the truth. Yeah. Ask at the self and ask bone stone. If water they take love it you. I make economy affair. Ghana economy, Ghana music industry, it is so bad. I make economy affair.